The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
20.
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our spooky Humble Abode, the Thunderdome, on this White Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. This program begins now. Football! I thought it was the 25th already. That's on me. That's how excited I am for Halloween. You know, you walk in here, you see all the spooky decorations. We've added a headless horseman that came with a house that I purchased.
Whoa.
Actually. Just came with a house. Open the closet. Headless horseman standing in closet. Freak the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Then boom, put it up in the Thunderdome. What a setup, what a design. We can't thank Zito enough for doing that, but we're all in great spirits. How could you not be? Football is rolling. Halloween right around the corner. The weather is giving us nice 75, 80 degrees day.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
It's almost like Mother Nature just popped in and say, hey, take the tractor another round, another round. Another round. I was driving home. We got people running.
Oh, yeah.
We got walking with their kids. Everybody's out like it was a summer day because everybody understands, like, hey, we're about to have to hunker down here a little bit.
That's right.
So vibes are high in the Midwest. We hope wherever the hell you are, it is fantastic as well. And today's show is going to be packed. We got Jamal Crawford. Yes, sir. Mr. Crossover will be joining us in about 9 minutes or so. The NBA tipped off last night. Exciting, riveting games. Almost record-breaking start for the reigning champions, the Boston Celtics, for a number of threes hit in a game. They were unconscious. So much so that a guy for the Knicks actually said, I would like the NBA to drug test all of them because I ain't never seen anybody shoot like that before. Well, there's been one team in the past, and they would have been able to break the record in the fourth if they would have hit one more three. Tatum went bananas. Joe Mazzulla kissed the court. They got a ring. They hung a banner. The Celtics appear to be very dominant, and the Knicks look like crap. What does that mean for the Eastern Conference? What does it mean for the Western Conference? That the Lakers got two whites.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lakers got two whites that are roaming that wood. And Braun and Bronny are on the court at the same time. J.J. Redick's getting shit dumped on him. Seems like the Staples Center, the super duper Bitcoin.
Yeah, super duper Bitcoin arena.
Super duper Bitcoin arena was loud. It's like the NBA started off in a big fashion. That's great. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Obviously a man who's a 9-year NFL vet, not a Steelers fan. Darius J. Butler is here.
Sir.
And a 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, Jackie Moon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. AQ Shipley's here.
AQ.
Boys, obviously J.J. Watt will be joining us in the next hour, as will A.J. Hawk. It's a big day, but in the NFL world, massive news this morning.
Yep.
Massive news. DeAndre Hopkins has officially been traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now it's for a 5th rounder with some conditions that it could become a 4th. And I do wonder, same exact thing that every one of these trades kind of makes me think about is, did everybody know you get DeAndre Hopkins for a fucking 5th rounder? Did we understand that? And then you reach out to Hembo and you say, Hembo, is DeAndre Hopkins going to work out for Patrick Mahomes? And he goes, actually, there's some stats here that say everything that Patrick Mahomes needs and hasn't had this year, which has led to a very slow start for Patrick Mahomes underneath Patrick Mahomes standards, DeAndre Hopkins helps out with. Zone coverage, he's quickly open. Understands hot routes, understands defenses. Yards, 0 to 11 for passes. In the past, Patrick Mahomes has been very good. Understands what defense is, gets balls out quickly there. DeAndre Hopkins eats in these, let alone what he's able to do down the field. And there's a lot of people saying he's washed. Was Kareem Hunt washed whenever he went over there? Was other players that end up in a good program, a good organization with a shot to win a Super Bowl, do they all of a sudden seemingly find the fountain of youth? Especially at some of these teams that have been chasing rings over the last 20 years? Yeah, They do. Remember, Randy was washed before Randy Moss went up to New England. Remember, this has happened time and time again. Gronkowski was retired.
Yep.
Back was bad. Old. Everything like that.
Juju this year.
Goes to Tampa. Boom. Juju goes back to Kansas City. Boom. Has production. It's like sometimes a little motivation, a little hope, a little optimism can spur a little bit more activity or a little bit more awesome from the greats. I believe DeAndre Hopkins is going to fit in great over there. The stats say it. They prove it. Now, how do we get to this point? Well, Schrager was talking about it this morning on Good Morning Football.
I think Ian nailed it. That this has been in the works, in the ether, but it really came together last night. Look, the comp, from what I'm told, is a 5th-round pick, and the conditions are interesting. What you're going to get is its Super Bowl appearance and playing time, meaning that's what could qualify to a 4th for the Tennessee Titans. That's actually not even finalized as we go on air right now. They're still working that out.
So this was getting finalized this morning, Schrager said on Good Morning Football. D-Butch, obviously you played against Hop whenever he was at the Houston Texans a lot in the division. He ends up at the Titans. They pay him the most, I think, is the reason why he ends up there. Now he's with the Chiefs. What do you expect from him with Patrick Mahomes? And Andy Reid and Veach do it again.
They do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, he'll get a little fresh air. Obviously, new place you're going into. Obviously, a championship contender. And, back in those Houston days, he was doing a lot of heavy lifting, regardless of the quarterback throwing the ball. Now you have Mahomes throwing the ball, a big body that can run across the middle, another red zone mismatch when he's one-on-one. Obviously, Kelsey hasn't really got going down there yet, but you got him. You got some speed guys on the outside. Xavier Worthy, who you expect to continue to develop this year. Hardman kind of had his role expand last week, so I expect this to be a big pickup for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Now, hey, Cush, you were teammates, right, with Hop?
No, I missed him.
Okay, you were not teammates with him, but obviously around the NFL, long-ass time, 12 years. What are your thoughts on D-Hop? Because remember, when D-Hop was getting shopped, wasn't there a conversation about what he does, what he doesn't do, how he is, how he isn't? Haven't heard anybody in Tennessee say they don't like D-Hop.
No.
There was just that one picture from this past weekend. It was a still of him next to Callahan, and there was like a look or something like that. Other than that, there hasn't been a peep from D-Hop in Tennessee, other than him at country concerts looking real cool.
Mm-hmm.
Real cool. Has good cowboy hat, good fits, too. Always good fits. And so I haven't really heard, the only negative things I've ever heard about D-Hop was whenever teams were thinking about getting him, and it seems like people were like releasing information about him. Practice habits, like how he is in the building and everything. Haven't heard anybody say anything negative about him ever, about D-Hop. Your thoughts on the signing here by Veach, who source says, tell me, maybe isn't Dahn.
What?
That's what source says told me this morning after a congratulatory tweet was sent out, or text was sent out.
He's a quarterback's best friend, right? Like, he's always open. He catches everything. His hands are impeccable. He was Kyler Murray's go-to. Whenever he was in trouble, just throw it up. He's going to catch everything. And listen, what people don't understand is when culture's bad, it deflates you immediately. He will instantly be reinvigorated and get thrown into that offense, and he'll probably have 8 catches for 110 yards this week. Like, that's what's going to happen.
His return game, what was it, a couple years ago? I guess he went for like 13 catches.
Yeah.
No touchdowns, remember?
Right, yep.
It was just all first downs pretty much in the entirety. Like, this offense has been looking for a spark. Right? Kansas City Chiefs have been looking for it. They had one. Rasheed was going. Remember, Rasheed was going to be the guy. Then nasty injury. He's out. Okay, so now we lose it. Xavier Worthy, remember, they were taking shots early. Training camp, we saw that. Early, we saw that. Missing a couple times.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, obviously, we're very used to him just dominating in the yards department. Instead, he's like lead blocking more often than anything else. Doesn't have a touchdown yet. That is
crazy.
Insane to think about. So it's like the addition of Devontae Adams, does it open up everything? Or not Devontae Adams, but like Devontae Adams, does it kind of unlock that offense yet again, you think?
I think you nailed it. I think it does. It unlocks everything because now you have a deep threat. You have the guy that can push it and still get you the little 10-yard out route, right? Like, he's going to catch everything. That's what he's great at. Getting open in the zones, doing all that stuff. And now you can't just double Travis Kelce every time. Now you got to maybe play single high or double him this side, and now we can run the ball this way, right? Like, there's a million different things that's going to unlock this team.
What do you mean? What did our source mean when he said maybe not done or something like that? Because that's what Bean said, too.
Yeah.
Bean comes on the program and goes, we still got some time. We'll see. Bringing in Amari Cooper. We'll look around. We'll always be snooping around.
Whoa.
And then, now seemingly what's being said is, there's still some time, November 5th. Still got time, but it is coming up. November 5th is coming up.
Yeah, look out.
Trade deadline day. It's coming up quick.
13 days.
They can early trade, and they are doing that.
Yep, that's right.
But then on November 5th, sometimes there's the last action, which is, going to be pretty active this particular year.
Right.
But it's like, what are they thinking about adding Cooper Kupp as well?
Oh,
like,
maybe.
Are the Chiefs just automatically going to be like, if Cooper Kupp is allegedly available? Now, here's Cooper Kupp talking yesterday in a press conference after there was rumors about him potentially being available for trade.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of it, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm gonna be where my feet are. That's all I know. I have a job to do here, and I take a lot of pride in giving everything I can for the guys in this building, and being able to step on the field knowing that I've prepared the best I can. And for 7.5 years I've been an LA Ram, and I've taken that approach every single day. And whatever happens outside of that, I control what I can control, and right now that means being the best LA Ram that I can be, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Have the Rams spoken with you or your representatives about the possibility of trading you?
Yeah, nothing really. No, it is that time of the year. There's going to be rumors and things that go around, and like I said, I let that stuff as much as I can be in the background, and like I said, just kind of handle my business.
Okay, so a lot of things in there kind of saying, like, if I might, been here 7.5 years. Obviously, I focus for the guys in this locker room, in this organization, be where my feet are, do it the best I can. Didn't say he wanted to be traded by any means. Didn't say he thought he was going to get traded, but certainly said, like, it's a possibility.
Absolutely.
Is how he chatted about it. And DeAndre Hopkins gets traded yesterday. Devontae Adams gets traded last week. Amari Cooper gets traded last week. It seems like if you were a team that was looking for a wide receiver, Cooper Kupp might be the guy you're trying to get. Let's go to Hammer, Dahn, Tongue Diggs. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to get Cooper Kupp, or what's happening, brother?
I want him so bad, Pat. I want him so bad. We keep doing this. Everybody else is getting wide receivers. Why can't we get a wide receiver? Maybe now that Russ is the quarterback, maybe that is maybe a more intriguing place for these wide receivers to go, even though it's not always their decision. But I know guys who've been with teams for a long time, and they want to do right by the player in a lot of these situations. But Cooper Kupp, like we've talked about, is a second quarterback on the field at the wide receiver position. He shows up at 6 a.m. in the facility every day. Like, not only is he going to be great for any team that he goes to, like the Steelers and a lot of these wide receiver rooms, like, they're young. Like, he would just be great for the wide receiver room and the entire offense, obviously, going forward. But yeah, I mean, Cooper Kupp he's an absolute. The game before he got hurt, he had like 20 targets and like 14 catches. Like, he's a stud when he's on the field. Yes, he is injury prone a bit the last 3 years. So is D-Hop. So is a lot of these guys. That's why they're potentially being traded. But yeah, I want Cooper Kupp bad.
Okay, so Pittsburgh Steelers were allegedly in it to the 11th hour with Brandon Ayuk. Even had a $30 million offer on the table, allegedly, for Brandon Ayuk, and that was scoffed at.
Yeah, no big deal.
Seemingly, it was on the table for a while. So the Pittsburgh Steelers were in the wide receiver market looking for a wide receiver too. With the explosion of George Pickens alongside Russell Wilson this past weekend on primetime, is that going to change how they address it? Will they try to go get this Cooper Kupp deal done, which is allegedly like a second-round pick, but Rams are willing to pay it down. Hopkins just went for a fifth. Cooper was, a third or a fourth or something like that, with a fifth and a sixth option in there. Devontae was a third. So I don't know if you're going to get a second for Cooper Kupp, but I think the market has kind of set itself up for what it is. These wide receivers, seemingly, if you can handle their contract and salary cap gymnastics is certainly possible for any team. But if draft compensation hasn't been much for these guys
at all,
and it continues to baffle me, Con Man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and especially just because like the guys we're talking about, like we're not talking about bums. Like DeAndre Hopkins, there's the stat that came out, in 2017, Hunt was the leading rusher, D-Hop was the leading receiver, the most touchdowns, and Kelsey, and now they're all on the same team. With Cooper Kupp, I want the Steelers to get him so bad because Tony's been white-knuckling for a wide receiver so damn long. But a team like the Commanders would be awesome just because they have Terry McLaurin. They were in the market for Ayuk and a couple other guys. They have the cap space. And you think about what a wide receiver like Cooper Kupp could do for a Jaden Daniels. Like, could you imagine Cliff Kingsbury, who, in that tree with McVay and them, with a Cooper Kupp, Terry McLaurin, obviously they got the run game going now. Like, the Washington Commanders are in it with the money. They have Jaden Daniels. They can win right now. We always talk about that rookie contract. Like, Cooper Kupp going over there would be incredible. And then you obviously have to think about like a team like the Ravens, where they see everybody else in the AFC making moves. Cooper goes to the Bills. They're at the top of the division. Hopkins goes to the Chiefs. They're at the top of the division, conference. Why wouldn't, the Ravens try and make a move, add somebody?
Well, that's why you talk about like the draft compensation. Like, all these teams who are trading for these guys have
like visions of going and playing in the Super Bowl. So you talk about like, oh, they're giving a fourth-round pick that could become a third-round pick. Like they're thinking like, hey, we're going to be drafting in like the last 3 to 5 picks of the draft anyway. So that fourth-round pick is really what, like an early fifth-round pick. Like it just makes sense. We're not talking about any of these guys going for a top 10 pick or a top 15 pick. It's going to be a pick at the end of the draft anyway. And we've heard all these people talking more and more about the draft. It's like, hey, once you get past those first 15 picks, like the difference between a first-round pick and a second-round pick, like those lines blur big time. So why wouldn't you do it if you actually have a window right now and you feel like you can go win a Super Bowl?
Maybe he's coming to the Colts.
Well,
I didn't even think about that.
That would have made sense.
Cooper Kupp coming to the Colts. That'd be a good time.
Colts and Commanders don't make sense.
Dahn, you have an AP vote. You can't just say stuff that is clearly biased because you're a Steelers
Well, no,
fan.
it just because you guys already have Alec Pierce. Luke McCaffrey's already on the Commanders. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, there isn't a white.
There's more than one
there
white
isn't
receiver.
a cap on how many whites you're allowed to have playing wide receivers. Oh, shut up.
He makes a good point.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Colts would be a good landing spot. I think there's a lot of fan bases that are thinking to themselves, can we get Cooper Kupp for a fourth-round pick? Can we get Cooper Kupp for a third-round pick? Just staying at a third-round
Not
pick?
paying anything?
And it's like, is he going to be able to be healthy? That's certainly something you have to look into. I think he was very durable for a long time there and then potentially got unlucky. Does that mean it's going to continue to get unlucky? It was a hamstring thing, right? That he went over to Minnesota.
And a foot.
He's had
couple real ones.
A number of, throughout his career, that's kind of been his thing. Now, obviously, we all remember the Triple Crown year, leading in the unbelievable run he had in the playoffs. And when he's healthy, he can do everything. He can block. He can run the deep routes. He can obviously run the option routes. And you mentioned another quarterback on the field. That's huge. For the Commanders probably make the most sense right now. Now, after Connor laid that out, I would love him with young Jaden Daniels out there with that offense. Obviously, you got Speedy Terry Mack on the outside, but I would love him with the Commies.
Well, and also with what the Commies have been able to accomplish without him. So if he does get injured or he's not playing, it's like you're in a good spot. But if you're like the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's like, hey, our offense is potentially just getting started to be good. You can find a role here quick. You can find and be at home here quick. Then if he gets injured, now you're in a tough spot. Cliff Kingsbury's been able to draw up Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's
filthy.
CJ Stroud into Jaden Daniels. Is this just going to happen now? And is everybody else going to stink? Like, what is
well, not everybody else. No, I wouldn't go that far. I think the quarterbacks at the top of the draft as of late are pretty damn good. I mean, who knows? Bryce Young might go somewhere next year and light the world on fire. But if you're the number 2 team, you kind of have to take a quarterback now.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, you're right. Jaden Daniels is so good. Is he going to be okay? I know his mom said he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think so.
If his mom says that, he's fine.
Commanders head coach Dan Quinn said quarterback Jaden Daniels will be considered week to week. That's not good. Week to week.
He's fine. Mariota's spinning it. So, I mean, if I'm the Commies, I'm not worried about a damn thing because you got a big ooch in the back.
Yeah, so you're saying, and he's obviously found a great home in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. But what you're saying is Jaden Daniels gets dropped in the starting lineup as a rookie early, has immediate success, never gets an opportunity to just kind of watch maybe.
Yeah, sit back.
What he's allowed to do. Marcus Mariota maybe walking into a meeting room going, we're not running this play. We're not running this play. Cliff Kingsbury saying, you are running this place. Do you know what our offense has been doing? And Marcus Mariota goes, okay, hey, Jane, you're allowed to do that every once in a while, even though it might not be right. And,
you can do that. If I did it,
you can do that,
he's not listening.
You see, you're allowed to say these things. In the cafeteria, we don't like the food. Okay, your quarterback's allowed to say, hey, nobody's really eating any of this, right? Isn't that kind of you're allowed to do those types of things as a quarterback for a team. If Jaden Daniels isn't playing, I know we like Marcus Mariota. I'm one of his biggest fans.
Love him, yeah.
I just walked down Mariota Hall over there in Oregon.
So cool.
Beautiful. So all his trophies. So many trophies.
The thing on the roof?
Him.
Yeah, him.
On the roof. Like, I have massive respect. But I would like to watch Jaden Daniels continue to play football.
Yeah.
So we need that rib to, you know what I mean? Or just get rid of it.
Take it out. Yep.
Yeah, because people have done that in the past, right?
Yeah. Fix his elbow.
Remember? Yeah, well, his elbow's just fine. It just looks weird.
Yeah, fix it with the rib. Just put the rib on on the tricep to just connect the two, so he's got a mega arm.
So you just kind of bind that.
Yeah.
It was a bind, because that thing was way behind.
Yeah.
It was looking.
Got to be willing to make a deal.
Yeah, I saw that happening there. All right. So we just covered all the topical NFL news. Let's dive into the NBA. Listen, the association tipped off last night.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know how often we'll cover it. I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
A lot of storylines coming out of opening night. I assume that's normal. We just haven't paid attention to it in the past. You got Bronny playing with his kid. You got the Lakers being good, maybe. J.J. Redick's debut, obviously, phenomenal. And then in Boston, how you doing? Keep it moving. Banner night, big rings, dominating performance against the New York Knicks, who, have had a good run as of late. Not as good as the Pacers, but certainly a good run, and have everybody in New York excited about it. Joining us now to chit-chat a little bit more about all the storylines that have developed and are developing in the NBA. 21-year vet. 21 years he played in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, the crossover, Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What up, y'all?
Hey, who's Big Woo? That fitness seems like a good time. Big Woo's got good fitness, I assume.
He does. He's one of the best around in agility and getting bounced for the kids. All the kids go to him. He's a great job, great dude. So got to show him some love.
Yeah, Big Woo's a great name, too. That is a great name.
Fantastic.
Big Woo's got people running over like little hurdles and stuff like that, doing agility drills.
Agility drills. He's doing the sled. He's getting all these kids bounced. He's like the guy out here for sure. So my son goes to him. So everybody goes to him.
Does he have him walking around on those shoes? Those
strip
the
shoes?
calf shoes. Yeah, has he got those? Those shoes. Is that what Big Woo uses? Is Big Woo using?
No. Pat, those went out in like the 90s. That's like my era, bro. Once those went out there, it was over with. We had to get more creative.
I didn't know if Big Woo was old school. Let's talk about old school. Last night, LeBron, in his 22nd year, plays alongside his son, Bronny. That's obviously the massive story, as it should be. Very cool. Very, very cool. Congrats to the James family. I couldn't fathom how the family felt in it all. Had to be cool moments. Ant goes bananas. LeBron's still playing a lot of ball. What's your takeaway from the Lakers and their debut and J.J. Redick as a whole? Just kind of the Lakers, what you saw from them last night and what our expectations should be.
You could see a clear focus to play through Anthony Davis. And I think that's been a struggle. At times, Davis was the focal point. At times, he would take a back seat. LeBron would be more aggressive. It was clear that Davis is going to be the focal point. I think he's the hub, so to speak. And you can clearly see there's more movement. Like J.J. Redick has movement. He wants the ball to be the star at times, move it around, get easy shots for everybody, keep everybody involved. And then LeBron and his son, like, who could fathom that? Like, we never thought we'd see it in basketball because guys play average of 4 years, right? If you play 10 years, that's a long career. Nowhere you don't play 22 years and have enough time and be at that level where your son could jump in and play with you and then be on the same team. I'm not sure we'll ever see that again, so I think we'll appreciate it later.
A lot of people obviously pissed off about it.
Losers.
Bingo. That's exactly what I think as well. If his last name wasn't James and his first name wasn't Bronny, we wouldn't be doing this. It's like, but his name is Bronny James, and his dad is one of the greatest of all time. He's been around high IQ basketball literally his entire life. What are your expectations for Bronny in the NBA from at this point? And at what point will we know if Bronny's able to actually kind of cement his own legacy as a player in the NBA?
It's going to take him some time, Pat. For real, like, I was a top pick. If you go back and look at my numbers after my first year, you thought I was a bust. I was a number 8 pick. I averaged 4 points. I shot terrible. And people are like, why did he get drafted so high? And that was for me. And people don't remember that part. It's going to take him some time. I think he has skills. I think he's athletic enough. He has to it's a difference between having confidence and then having NBA confidence. You can only get that through experience, through playing. And he's going to a good team that has a lot of pressure on him. He's going to be a player. It's just going to take him a couple of years. And then once he gets it and once the game slows down for him, so to speak, he'll be good. He just needs the time. And this is the other part people don't factor in because my sons go through it now. People put the expectations on you like, okay, your dad was your dad played in the NBA, you have to be that. People see the stuff that's good that happens to him. They don't see all the stuff that people talk about him online or in person or whatever it might be. That they have to deal with that as well. But I think Bronny's going to be a player, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they always talk about the positives of being LeBron's kid,
right?
Not the negatives of being LeBron's kid. Like every game you've ever played, packed gym, and everybody hoping you suck on the other side. Everybody hoping you fail. Not easy, obviously, mentally. A lot of things are a little bit easier than most of us, though.
Yeah, last night, the prank, he put all the cereal in his car, and Bronny just says, okay, I'll just take my other car.
Yeah.
I'll take my other car. I'm stunned. No, I'll take my other car. I ain't worried about that.
Well, NIL's a real deal, and obviously he has a massive following, so he's a good businessman, just like his old man.
Sure, man.
But the Fruity Pebbles getting dumped. Think about that. Might have been 2 billion individual Fruity Pebbles.
Oh my God!
The amount they filled up that particular car. I like that the camera person in the bushes
can't see him.
See it? I think they filmed this for real, and then they asked Nike if they wanted to sponsor it.
Yep.
I think that's what happened. I think it was a real photo.
Everything everything with LeBron is always layered. So you see he's jumping his mate back. They could have took it to Nike themselves, so it's always a double entendre there for sure.
Yeah, that's next level. Hey, that's 22 years in the NBA doing his thing. You talked about how the average career is like 4 years, then 10 years, 22 years is crazy. You played 21 years. At what point should we expect LeBron's, and I understand he's seemingly built different than every human I've ever seen, I think. And obviously 21 years playing basketball, running on hardwood. I mean, that's insane to think about for your joints. But he's seemingly playing a lot still, like a lot. We got a chance to see Vince Carter down in Atlanta in his 22nd season, and he was coming in spells. It was like a 4 or 5 minute, Vince Carter's on the court, all eyes on Vince too. He was getting the ball every time he was down there. It was awesome. We were lucky to see it, but then he was off. He wasn't like main driving factor for team. Do you expect LeBron to continue that type of action this season? And at what point should we expect that to drop off?
I look at LeBron like Mayweather. And what I mean by that is this. Mayweather wasn't getting into the exchanges as much as he got older. LeBron's pacing himself while he's on the court. So whatever he lost athletically, and he's still in the 99 percentile, right, of athletes in the world, whatever little slippage he lost, he gained his mind. I can rest while I'm on the court. I'll let the ball be the star. I'll throw it ahead so I can kind of coast in and then pick my spots and still be out here, be effective, and be great. I mean, we saw what he still did in the Olympics. I think for him, his only challenge is going to be him and his mind and how long he can keep his mind fresh. Because athletically, if we're saying there's a little bit of slippage and he's still averaging 25, 7, and 6, like, what are we talking about? Like, that dude is from another planet. So I think as long as his mind is fresh, he's figured out how to still win the battles and win those games without taking all those punches, so to speak, like Mayweather did.
During the Olympics, a lot of people were saying he was from another planet. That was happening because of how that got real loud, actually, there for a bit. Him playing like Messi is fun to think about. Like, Messi's like walking around sometimes. Do I really need to be a 100% sprint right here? Nah. And then when he gets the ball, bang, we're off and running. LeBron finding time to rest during play, I'm going to watch for that. I'm going to call him lazy.
There he is.
This guy's lazy.
Walking around.
But he's like...
He's not lazy.
That's what they say about Messi. These people say this about Messi in the soccer world. He's kind of lazy, just kind of walking around. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, other game that happened, obviously a big one. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Jamal, banner night for the Celtics, and they come out on fire. 10 threes in the first quarter. It feels as though at the current moment in time that we could just cancel the season, give the Celtics another championship.
They haven't seen the Pacers.
Yeah, well, the Celtics have, and they swept their ass in 4 games.
Tyrese is big Puma now. Remember, he's got the Puma shoes.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. It doesn't matter because the Celtics are by far and away the best team in the league. What do you think about them coming out? No rust whatsoever. And is Joe Mazzulla just the greatest coach of all time? And is he just perfect for this Celtics team?
One of the best things that happened to the Celtics was the Olympics. Jaylen Brown not making it. Jason Tatum getting done like he was done. They have fuel again. They're not satisfied. They're like, okay, we'll show you guys again. So think about this. Kristaps didn't even play. Like, they're on a whole nother level. And the scary stat out of all that is to see Tatum get 10 assists. We know he's going to get 30-plus points. When he gets 10 assists and gets everybody else involved, and you have 5, 6 guys, double-figure threats, with the way they shoot the ball, and the fact that now they know their style can win championships, they believe in Mazzulla. He's all the way, all in. He's an unbelievable coach. I talked to him at the finals when they won it. The way he thinks is different. They have bought into him. They bought into the team. They can go on a run. Remember just a couple years ago, they were trying to break up Brown and Tatum? Now these guys have a mini dynasty if they keep going.
Hey, they missed 9 straight threes at the end of the game. Are we worried about that? 9 straight.
No, not at all. Because you know what? They'll make 1 or 2 of those to kind of calm the tide and get back on track. And they sold out to it. And they still have a player in Tatum and Brown, both of them, that can get to the mid-range. And when Kristaps is playing, they can get to the mid-post with him. They'll be fine.
9 straight?
I mean, think about what Mazzulla is saying about those 9 straight misses. Just more fuel to the fire. Just pour it on.
Because if they would hit it 1 more 3, it would have broke a record for most threes in a game?
Yeah.
Which I see Golden State has.
I'm assuming that as well.
I'm assuming they get it this year at some point.
Who, Boston?
Yes.
Better 3-point shooting team than Golden State was when the Splash Brothers were doing their thing?
No. I'm not saying that, but they're shooting a higher volume. They shot 62 threes. Like, you're going to make, that's unbelievable to shoot 62 threes. I don't think Golden State was probably shooting in the 40s at that point. So they're just going to shoot.
Oh, yeah, Missoula was getting judged because it was like, hey, when the threes aren't falling, you got to be able to make adjustments. You're not going to be able to do it. That was what he was getting judged for, right?
Yeah, bingo, yeah. And all 5 of the guys on the court can shoot the three. At Golden State, I feel like they didn't really have all 5 of them chucking.
Draymond can drain from 3. Is that who you're talking to?
No. I was more so.
No, I got to go with Pat. I was in the gym with Draymond this summer, and I was blown away how good he can actually shoot. He actually can shoot threes. I promise you. I would not lie. I co-signed that. I stamped that.
You ever see him dance?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People that can dance can shoot. That's just kind of how it goes. You got to have those loose shoulders.
I saw Ben Simmons shooting threes this summer, too.
Well, he doesn't know which hand he is. And that is, that's. What, Jamal? Am I right? I don't know basketball. Is that right?
You do.
Okay. So that's what I see him shoot. Right. Okay, this guy doesn't know. There's been instances in football where you see somebody throwing in football, and it's like, that's the wrong arm. Yeah. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be on the other side. At basketball, it's pretty apparent. Isn't LeBron a lefty, allegedly?
Yep.
He is a lefty. The only thing he does is shoot with his right hand. He autographs with his left hand like he's a lefty.
And didn't we'll do offhand shooting drills, and then he says, I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
And then he shoots righty against everybody, which is what he shoots in the NBA.
Yeah, love it.
That's such a good move.
Yeah.
That is such a
layers.
good move.
Always layers.
The Boston Celtics tied the Milwaukee Bucks from those threes in a game. Don't know when or how, but that is who they tied
Michael
with.
Red.
2020, there was 29 of them. That was in the bubble. Oh, that was an easier bar.
That doesn't count.
That was an easier bar.
Doesn't count.
That does not count. I was in the bubble. I didn't play much. That doesn't count.
I heard it was easier to shoot in there. Is that accurate?
So much easier. I hadn't played in 16 months. I was fresh off the streets and came back like I had never left in the bubble. The bubble had special powers in it.
Why is that? Because it was shorter, so it was easier to shoot into because the optics. Why was it easier to shoot in there?
Yeah, the depth perception was different. It was no crowd noise. You didn't even smell the popcorn. It was just a different feel. It was like playing pickup with cameras. So it was a totally different feel.
Lakers won a championship then. Don't ever forget it.
And the New England, the Boston network or whatever took a shot at him, actually, because they listed out all the most titles ever. 18 Celtics, 17 Lakers, and they put an asterisk on it, and at the bottom it said Disney Championship included.
No.
Hey, that's what they did.
They also got the Super Duper Mega Cup halfway through the year last year.
They hang the banner.
They did. Was it in the lobby or they hanging in the...
No, they're hanging in the big one.
See, they need to put that in the lobby.
They should put it
That's a lobby banner.
Yeah.
That's not that's a lobby banner. I think the halfway through tourney should be designated lobby banner.
I agree.
NBA Cup, baby.
Yeah, the NBA Cup, there it is. Ty has a question for you, Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal, so it looks like the Celtics are just the runaway favorites in the East, but a lot of people are talking about the Sixers. What are your thoughts on Joel Embiid saying from the get-go, hey, I'm not playing in any back-to-backs this year? I think this is part of the reason why casual fans can't stand the NBA, because some of the biggest stars already, in the load management era are just saying, hey, I'm not playing back-to-backs. My body can't handle it. Can a team win a championship when their best player, you don't know if he's going to be healthy enough to play 2 nights in a row?
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, obviously he knows his body, so he knows that, it's been through trauma, it's been through stress, and maybe he was frustrated in that moment. He may have got some news, who knows? But I don't like, planning down the line that you're not going to play back-to-backs. And that's my thing. When the NBA was more like physical and when practices were real practice and you practice 2 or 3 hours, I was saying then, 10, 15 years ago, like, look, if guys are going to miss games with load management and all that, just have them miss practice. Because there's a kid out there whose dad or parents bought them tickets for a game to step in 300 level 2 months in advance, not knowing, if their favorite player is going to play or not. Obviously, Joel was saying it before the season, so obviously he knows his body, but I don't like it overall. No, I don't think that you can win a championship when there's just the continuity of rhythm when your best player or any player in the rotation is hitting out like that.
And I know there's new stats and analytics, and I guess the sleeping is a massive piece of it all too, because your guys' sleep schedule, I guess, is like the worst in the history of, like, even rock stars and people that have been on tour for music for a long time have better sleep schedules than like NBA players. So I think that all that factors into the, hey, we're taking care of ourselves in these games. And the NBA acknowledges that it went too far. Do the players acknowledge that, you think, or no?
I think so, for sure, because there'll be times that I've heard that players want to play, but the analytics and the numbers say, you know what, your management, your load management has been so high. The way, they put the trackers on you on your jersey in practice to see, your how much you run and all that stuff. So they try to manage that to prevent injury. But I think I'm a creature of habit. I'd rather play, even if it's not at the highest level. Okay, I'll practice instead of an hour and a half. I'll go an hour hard and tail off the last 30 minutes. But at least I'm still in rhythm, and I think that protects me more from injury.
So you have your way, and we've always talked about this with analytics in our world as well. It's like not everybody's built the same. You know, like I was a punter for a profession, you know, and they have counts. Yeah. They have counts now on people. Like counts, like, hey, you're only allowed to hit 25 balls on this day or 30 balls on this day.
Right.
And it's like, if that was happening when I was around, mentally, I'm not tough enough to do that. Because if at ball 25, I'm not hitting the ball well yet, it's like, we are still fucking going here. Mm-hmm. We are waiting until we get on a nice...
It still feels good, right?
Yeah, until I can sleep tonight. Like, what do you guys started cutting me off, and now I'm not going to be... Let's talk about the analytics of my sleep all of a sudden, because tonight I'm going to be like, am I the worst ever? And is it ever going to come back? I wonder how much that's all getting, you know, taken into in this analytics world. I assume water will find its level, though, at some point with the introduction of all this new information. I hope so, because, you know, anytime big names are supposed to come play in Indiana, building sells out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it sells out. And not that the Pacers don't sell out every single time. The Pacers do. There's great basketball fans. But you go to those games where stars are in the building, you see a lot of those jerseys. Mm-hmm. And I've been in there a couple times. A lot of those jerseys, dad and son maybe, you know, coming in is his favorite player.
Yeah.
And that guy's sitting there the whole time, just sitting there the whole time. And it's announced 30 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Jesus. I'm happy they kind of figured that out. Hopefully able to kind of get it right for the future. D-Butts has a question for you, Jamal.
Yeah, Connor already talked about the wagon that the Celtics are, unfortunately. Who else in that East do you think can give them a run? Heard Reggie Miller on the call last night a couple times say, hey, the Knicks, they might be the second best team in the East, second best team in the league. I know you got the Knicks there. The Heat will always be competitive. The Bucks, obviously. Sixers, probably not what they got going on. But who else out of that East do you think can give the Celtics potentially a run for their money down the stretch?
I was actually shocked, to be honest with you, with Dame and Giannis not like clicking right from the start, because I thought their games on paper fit perfectly. But then obviously Doc Rivers comes in, which is a whole other thing as far as, you know, getting his system in place. So I expect the Bucks to be better this year. I think the Knicks obviously will be a lot better. They may not be better in the regular season, which is interesting because I think it'll take time. But in the playoffs, when you need space and every point counts, I think that's when Cat and Brunson's, you know, chemistry will really rise to the table. I still think they need a little bit more on the bench. Deuce McBride had a great game last night, but just consistently. It might be Mikal Bridges, you know, starting the first unit, the first 6-7 minutes, and coming out earlier and then come back with the second unit so he can put his scoring hat on. But I think the Knicks will be right there. Miami's always tough, you know, and I think we saw with Jimmy Butler this year in the summer, he's engaged, he's ready to go. They're always better in the playoffs. They have been to 3 of the last 6 finals, you know, so I think they'll be right there as well.
What about on the West? We got Joker again. Is Joker just about to go on a run here? Is he pissed off about what happened in the Olympics? Because he was seemingly a little bit emotional. Very excited when they won. Very boozed up. Did not know he was getting that medal, I don't think, on that particular game at in the Olympics. Showed up, had a good time with his team, celebrating. They inevitably lose. Is he revenge? What is who on the West should we be looking at? Phoenix? They still got everybody? Yeah. Phoenix still has everybody or no?
Phoenix, yes, they do. I think, and they got a point guard now, Pat. I think Phoenix is the dark horse in the West. And the reason why is because when you look at when Durant first went to Phoenix, him and Booker were almost overpassing to get each other the ball. It seems at some point they had lost that kind of continuity, but I think the Olympics got it back. You see Booker is one of the most important players, not because he was scoring, he was doing everything else. Durant was doing everything else. And then afterwards, a small thing, but a big thing, they go on vacation together right after the Olympics. So I think they'll be a dark horse contender. Having a point guard now in Tyus Jones, who's as solid as they come, he'll take the thinking out for those guys. Do what you do best. Go score buckets, Brad Beal, KD, Book. I'll do the thinking. I'll put you guys in position. Coach Bud is a great coach as well. I have Phoenix in the West. I think Denver will be there. I think Joker's the best player in basketball. He's the guy you can combine 4 all-time greats in Hakeem and Bird and Magic and blend it up, and now you got Joker. Like, he's the guy that can bridge the 90s and this era playing bully ball and shooting threes. So I think they'll be there as well.
Okay, I appreciate the hell out of you. Ishbia down there in Phoenix will spend all the money.
Yep.
He will pay the biggest luxury tax every year if he has to. We're going to win.
And he was a baller. Played at Michigan State.
We saw him in here. He knocked down a few.
Yeah, he's got a jump.
He's still got a shot. You know. Hey, speaking of that, I was about to say, because here in Indiana, if you see a white dude from Indiana can shoot a basketball. That is just like kind of a rule of thumb. I learned that when I got out here. Hey, you want to go shoot, do some of this, you want to play this, horse, whatever, and then you just get worked because they shoot a lot out here. You know what I mean? The Lakers, 2 starting American whites out there. This team got hey, let's go, dude. That's a big deal. Connect and Reeves. There was a couple moments they slapped hands. I saw lightning. Yeah, I saw
explosion.
I saw the whole thing happen, Jamal. You saw it too, didn't you? You saw it.
I did see it. They both have swag, though. They both got swag. I love both their games. I love how they play.
I think the NBA is in a great spot with superstars.
Oh, yeah.
Especially coming out of the Olympics. I think the Olympics was very good for basketball, professional basketball.
And then Wemby after the Olympics, too. Him and Chris Paul now in San Antonio.
And then also a documentary series.
Yeah, the Starting 5 documentary, Jamal. Did you watch any of that, and were you surprised by anything you saw in there? Because it was so much access from start to finish.
I've only saw clips. I have to dive into it because I absolutely have to see it. I've heard nothing but great things about it. But just going back to Wemby, I had the honor of working out with him this summer. And I'm going to say this on record. If he stays healthy the whole way, he will be one of the top 5 players ever. I promise you guys. There's nothing like him. Nothing like him.
So you walked over to him, you go, hey, Wemby, what is this what it is when you're talking to him?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a shrimp. I feel like a midget when I'm standing next to him. He's just so tall and so like athletic. It's crazy. It doesn't even look real. It does not look real. There it is. It does not look real. He makes me feel like a little kid. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got to stay. I guess we stay away from when you're talking, so it's not as drastic as a
arm's length
front row of the movie theater. Don't want to be there.
Exactly.
Don't want to be front row of the movie theater.
Thunder Alley.
Because your neck's like this the whole time. Talking to Wemby but you go back to COVID rules with Wemby. You stay 6 feet away from him
at all times,
so that you don't have to break your neck doing it. He started figuring it out towards the end of the year, right? And the San Antonio Spurs, they bring in Chris Paul. That should help with everything because he'll know who to get the ball to. Wasn't that kind of an issue last year?
Yeah, they wouldn't pass him the damn ball. He's wide open, cutting through the lane, and everyone wants to get their own shots.
They know it's his team now, right? And Chris knows that. That's what Chris Paul was brought there for, right?
Yes, and if you look at Chris Paul and you look at his help with young players, right? Looking from like SGA, people forget that was like his protege. So with Wemby, I talked to Chris, and he's like, man, this dude can do everything. So the fact that Chris is like still playing, but also mentoring and seeing Wemby go to the next step, Chris is going to give him insight like, not just time to score, but okay, it's the 4th quarter. We have to have a bucket. Where's your spot? Like things to think about. Like, okay, I know I'm going to this spot late in the game. This is my money spot. I can create for myself and my teammates. So Chris is having him open up his mind in that way. And that's little jewels like that will help pay off dividends for Wemby long term.
What was your money spot?
The middle of the court, because you couldn't double team there. I could see everything, right? And I can hesitation pull up. I can hesitation beat you. Or I can just get to my spot and get to the elbow. So anywhere in the middle of the court, that's always the hardest place to double team. If you double, I just make the kick and make the read.
You still got a little wiggle out there, or those joints can't do it anymore? Joints can't.
Pat, are you serious? You better go to my Instagram. It looks like I'm in hyperspeed right now. Okay, the joints are feeling good. I'm not doing the 82 game grind right now. I'm looking for Gilly the Kid because he wants to play one-on-one. He doesn't really want these problems. I'm in rare form right now. I feel better than I did in the bubble.
To be clear, though, when Gilly basketball clips hit your feed, it's like, goddamn, he
can make a ball
He's fooling people.
Well, NBA players obviously a little bit different animal versus everybody else. But are you any of that retirement science too? Is that why you're potentially playing at hyperspeed?
Well, not all the way. I just, I got rid of the Sprites and I got rid of the Kool-Aid and I'm all water right now. I'm eating a lot healthier. I got rid of the candy. So I'm look, this is yesterday. See what I'm saying? That's the Penny Hardaway spin with a little dash. Look, is that hyperspeed or what? It looks like I'm glitching. That's 2K right there. 2K. I moved to create the system.
The people you're playing against know what's about to happen. They know as soon as you're there, everybody understands what's about to take place.
I hope they do, so I can reach further in my bag and do another move. I hope they know exactly what I'm going to do, so it can make me a little bit better.
Yeah, but if they pick you, if they get the ball from you or create a turnover, they're telling the story forever. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that guy right there, that's a former NFL player. That's Torrey Humphrey right there from the Saints.
Well, you don't have to do that to an NFL guy. Do it to somebody else. I see somebody else around here. Do that.
Hey, opportunity abuser. Anybody can get it when they're part.
All right. We appreciate you joining us, man. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, Jamal.
Just shows up at an LA Fitness. You guys running here? Yeah. All right, real quick.
Yeah, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, Zito wanted me to ask about him playing with the Rizzler and Big Costco and Little Costco. Didn't fit into our first conversation, but I mean, he was certainly out there doing it. I appreciate the fact that he is awesome.
Yeah, he could, after watching that too, and what he said about the bubble, like he should go play for the Spurs. Like we've talked, last time we talked to him, I think he told you like, yeah, I wasn't getting to teams to play defense. Like he doesn't have to go to the Spurs and play defense. He's sit in the corner and wait for Wemby to pass him the ball.
Yeah, because Wemby's playing defense against all five.
Everybody, yeah, he's covering everybody at once.
He's doing this if you're shooting a three, and if you're inside the paint, he's doing this. I mean, it's just two different this and this, and it's over. While we were chit-chatting with Jamal Crawford about the NBA tip-off last night, fantastic job, Association.
Hell yeah, NBA.
Way to go. A lot of storylines developing, obviously. Massive trade. Well, another trade in the NFL. Titans making plays again. AQ Shipley, while we were talking to Jamal Crawford, looked into the trade completely. Who was traded, what was traded, and why was the trade, why did the trade happen? AQ Shipley, what did you find out?
Yeah, so it's a pretty even trade in my opinion. Jerome Baker, who Gumpy knows well, he was a captain for the Miami Dolphins, a big thumper. He was a great player down there. He signs a big deal with Seattle, but thumpers don't really fit in Mike McDonald's defense. It's more movement and blitzing and all the different things. So they make a trade to Tennessee. Ernest Williams got sent in a trade before the season from the LA Rams. Ernest Jones, I'm sorry. Gets sent in a trade from the LA Rams to the Tennessee Titans, and then Tennessee Titans trade him again. So he's been traded twice in a year. But Ernest was a backup primarily, backed up Troy Reader, got his start against the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl, and then becomes a full-time starter. Gets traded to Tennessee, doesn't fit there, fits more in Seattle, so that's the trade. Pretty even trade, though.
Perfect swap here, seemingly, for schematics.
That's correct.
Ernest Jones, the fourth.
Yeah.
There's been three others.
Wow.
I don't know how many other trades for the first three EJs.
Sure.
But we do know this one happening twice. If he's getting into a scheme that he likes, and Jerome Baker's getting into a scheme that he likes, that's good trade. D-Butch, if that is how you take it. Now, a fourth-round pick also going to Tennessee, which is fascinating in the conversation of who we rank higher here, you know, in the entire leverage situation. But if somebody finds a good home, that's good news.
That's all that matters. And you mentioned it. Scheme is everything. For most players, it's rare. Probably 5-10% of the NFL players can go and be successful in any scheme, playing for any coach. The rest of us, you better find a scheme that fits. For linebackers, he mentioned it. See, you got to move around. You got to cover guys. You got to show in the mug and A-gap, drop and take somebody 30 yards down the field. Much better fit for Ernest Jones than it would be for a guy like Jerome Baker.
Interesting that this trade didn't work out, this big signing didn't work out for Jerome Baker. 3 for 39 with the Seahawks this offseason.
Oh, so that's all coming then. That's why the fourth rounder probably.
Yeah. Correct.
Was that in there? That's a big contract.
It's a big contract.
Okay, so how did they not know this was, they just thought he'd figure it out, you think?
Listen, I mean, it's so many times GMs make decisions and they don't talk about it with coaches. That's typically what happens a lot of times. It's like, hey, take this player, make him fit. Just like D-Butt just said, it does not work. I mean, you can take every Hall of Famer and put them in a different system, and they may not be the same player.
Oh, you're talking fish out of water situation.
A lot of them just look at numbers, like a lot of decision makers. And I'm not saying this for Seattle's GM, but
this situation in general. You're talking about
just the whole in general. A lot of decision makers just look at numbers and they don't look at the actual players and how they would fit in that scheme. Just like, oh, this guy, he had this many sacks or this many many tackles. Like when I was doing some free agent visits, the people that they had as like comps for me, like completely different players, but similar statistics. So they're like, oh yeah, this guy will fit in this. Completely different players. I mean, size, speed, everything. So you'll be surprised at, I guess,
how dumb people are. Is that what you're saying?
The amount of football, X and O.
All about numbers.
Yeah, it does not transition.
We need sacks.
A lot of times.
This guy gets sacks. I don't see what we're talking about. You're the best coach in the world.
Make it work,
You
Mike.
don't like sacks?
He can do it there. Can't do it here. Tell me why.
It's a you problem, sounds like.
Well, you see what they do. They actually have him in a completely different situation than what we would have him in. What he would be having to do for us is actually take somebody on and then go, not just ears back and go there. Then do that then.
Put him in that situation.
What the hell?
Bryce Huff in Philly right now. He was just talking about with somebody like I think 100% of his sacks and snaps came out of a 4-point stance. And he was standing up or vice versa. So like once again, on paper, it'll look great. But then actually having a conversation maybe with the player, like, hey, do you like this system? Do you like 4-point stance? Do you like coming off the left, coming off the right? So many different conversation variables that coaches and players would obviously be aware of, but a lot of decision makers necessarily won't.
So it's interesting because I'm not sure, unless the player represents himself, if the teams are even allowed to reach out to the player and say, hey, have you ever been in this type of system before because of tampering issues or whatever? So it's just agents having to relay message to teams. And the more football IQ that an agent has seemingly could be better in the trade kind of happenings around.
But then the agent's going to say, hey, Seattle's offering you $11 a year. The rest of these
That's
guys
a number two.
You're 9.5. Hey, you know what? I'll figure it out. I can figure that other shit out.
Hell yeah. I'm going to become more athletic.
You can come off the edge, right?
Oh, yeah.
11 mil?
So this seemingly will work out for both teams. I like how active the NFL has been.
Yeah.
I really do like how active the NFL has been. Football has been great. Let's go to college ball. This weekend, College Game Day is traveling to Bloomington, Indiana for the first time on a Saturday in the show in school's history for football. It is an absolute honor to say that the guy coaching that school in the state that we live in is an icon.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I've never taken a back seat to anybody and don't plan on starting now. Purdue sucks. But so does Michigan and Ohio State.
What a bar.
Rose Bowl has a lot of tradition, people that follow football. For me and the team, it's more of a business trip, whether we're playing in the Rose Bowl or in a parking lot, it's all the same.
2 times we were picked next to last. In 2022, we won the conference championship. And in 2017, we inherited an 8-45 team and won 8 in a row and played JMU the last game of the year for the conference championship. Now, I'm not into making predictions. That's just a historical fact.
Do we like the NCAA?
When you can hide behind a committee, like I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt. Take charge and lead, leader.
Congratulations, Coach.
No. We're only halfway through the race, bro. And I like to get to the hotel as late as possible. I don't like spending a lot of time in a hotel. And we'll get there, feed them, maybe have a quick meeting in the evening and get up and play. My weight guy and my director of football ops, they've got all these designs. Go out Thursday, this is what you got to do. No. We ain't doing that, guys. We're going to get there as late as possible. We're going to wake up and we're going to play the game and we're going to come back. That's what we did. We got to the hotel about 8 o'clock at night, ate our meal, went to bed, woke up, played 3:30, kicked their ass, and came home.
The guy is amazing. I think everybody's going to enjoy the hell out of experiencing Indiana University Hoosier football fan experience Saturday morning for game day. It is going to be wild. Those fans are ready. They've been waiting. And everything that he said he was going to do for Indiana, he has done. And that has happened seemingly everywhere he's been. He's 62 years old. How come Indiana was the only place that basically gave him an opportunity? For that answer and more, we go to Hammer, Dahn. Tone, what's the story behind Signetti? How come it took this long for the whole world to know his greatness? And why was Indiana the only school that was like, yeah, we'll give this Yinzer Italian an opportunity here?
I have no idea why Indiana was the only school to give the Yinzer Italian an opportunity because, yes, he is from Pittsburgh, born in Pittsburgh, then spent some time in West Virginia, went to WVU as a quarterback, and then started his coaching career as a grad assistant at Pitt. And, through his assistant coaching career, at all his stops, he was either a quarterback coach, mostly a quarterback coach, tight end coach, wide receiver coach. And then he got those 4 years under Saban at Alabama, where he was the wideout coach down there under Saban, and that's when he finally got his first head coaching opportunity at IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no association with the IU that he's at now. So he's at IUP for 6 or 7 years. Then he was at Elon the 1 year he was talking about where he played James Madison. Then obviously the incredible run at James Madison when he took them and actually took them up to Division I, which they succeeded there. And then obviously, after the success there, he goes to IU and is just on an incredible run. And it's crazy. I guess you just have to be under Saban to get your first head coaching opportunity. You got to start at a D2 school in Western PA and then kind of go from there.
Coaching is a network business. Everybody will say that.
Yeah.
The NFL and in college. But being from his dad was a coach, right? Where does dad coach at? Tone? West Virginia, right?
WU, I believe.
Yeah, coach at WVU. I think he coached high school as well whenever he was born. It's like his family is all football coaches. So you would think his network would be a very good one. But here we are getting introduced to him at 62. And this Washington team, I'm not saying they're not a good team. Now they're coming in, obviously, Big Ten football is going to be great. But he says, I'm not making any predictions, okay? 2022, we're supposed to be last, we win a championship. 2017, we're supposed to do this, we are playing JMU in championship. I'm not making predictions, that's just historical facts. Everything he has said to the Indiana fans and to the media that he was going to do, he is done.
Yeah.
They're on a fantastic run. Now, Curtis Rourke is obviously the quarterback who's former MAC Player of the Year, is out this weekend with a thumb injury, had surgery on Monday. They're saying it went very well. He should be back in the very near future. But this weekend is almost like a hello to the world for Indiana as a football team. And if they can keep Cignetti there, I think they're set up for the long haul in this whole entire thing.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's the thing, is like saying what he said he was going to do is one thing, but they're beating the shit out of people. Like a lot of times when we have a situation like this in college football and you see a team at this point in the season is 7-0, you go and look at their schedule and it's like, okay, well, if the ball bounced a different way, like there's a good chance that this team's 3-4 or 4-3. Like we talked about how good Nebraska was. They beat the shit out of Nebraska last week. Like they are putting their foot on everyone's throats and just killing people. Like, so, yeah, and then you also talk, like, I believe he was also the recruiting coordinator at Alabama when he was there for Saban, so, like, he knows how to recruit. I think everyone's talking about, yeah, like, coaches now, they need to be able to sympathize and know how to talk to these young kids because it's a different generation. But I think there is something that's somewhat refreshing about a guy like him who makes no bones about who he talks his shit and then backs it up. Like, you can see how a lot of people are like, you know what? Yeah, Indiana's not like a traditional blue blood powerhouse, but the proof's in the pudding. They win. They're a fun style of football. Like, if you're a young recruit, like, why wouldn't you want to go play for a guy like this?
No, obviously their collective might not be as much as some of the schools because they Cignetti literally came here and put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously there's a basketball collective, I assume, in Indiana. Indiana's been a basketball school forever. Since the 70s, Bobby Knight wins. This is a basketball state. They love it. But, man, the fire he is kind of lit underneath all the football fans in this state who became Colts fans. Like, when the Colts came here and Peyton Manning started having success, you know, it was a basketball racing city, Indianapolis, basketball racing state. Then Peyton Manning comes in, puts the Colts on the map. Very quickly, everybody's like, yeah, we love football. We just had nothing really to go for. So this weekend, in what Cignetti has done, puts a collective together. He can recruit. They're good. He's not going to be competing with, like, Alabama and Georgia for recruits or Oregon for recruits.
Nope.
He's going to get his guys in there. And that's exactly what he did this year. And if you buy into Cignetti, I think what happens is you win.
Yeah.
And you can Google that.
That's right.
And that's not even his best quote. That's why I wanted to put that entire thing together. Every time this Yinzer is at a mic, something great is coming out there. What were you going to say, Tone, as we have 45 seconds still hard out?
So his dad did coach at WVU, but then he coached at IUP for 20 years and then went into the College Football Hall of Fame. So that's probably how Sig got his coaching, like his head coaching debut at IUP, is because his dad had to coach there for 20 years to do it.
So we love Sig. It'll be a great Saturday morning from Bloomington. That's a wild bunch down there.
Oh, yeah. They get after it.
They do.
Big time.
I'm pretty excited to see what it was. Texas was great. Oregon was great. Berkeley was great. First time at Berkeley, obviously, why they say it was insane. First time in Bloomington for football. It's going to be insane.
Wild. Beautiful day, too.
I cannot wait for it. We're talking to Cignetti on Friday. Also, guest picker announcement should be sweet. I think people are going to be excited about it. Ooh. Hour 2 on the other side with J.J. Watt and A.J. Hawk. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. See you then.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of the NFL. Don't listen to them. No. Roger, good. Shut your mouth. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. You're our commissioner. Don't worry about these bums. From us to you, we'd like to give you a gift that we know you're a big fan of. Ladies and gentlemen, some peanut M&Ms for our commissioner.
This is just why we're on set?
Yep. You can take these with you.
Oh,
you can take them home.
I might just I got a gift for you. What? Oh. You ready?
Yeah, I like that.
With the 222nd pick in the 2009 NFL Draft.
Oh, yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts select Pat McAfee. Hunter, West Virginia.
Hell yeah!
Come on here, baby.
Good pick!
Thank you, Raj. I'll pick him up. Thank you, Raj. I'm not going to pick you up because you got that
That's
back.
all right.
Yeah,
I got it. There's your card, baby. That's real.
That's awesome.
I've been keeping that for, 15 years?
You had it in your back pocket this whole time. This is cool. Thank you for this. So whenever we say that you have to answer to 31 billionaires, how accurate is that?
32. Well, you're not counting Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
doesn't count.
Big pop. There's a Green Bay Packers.
I didn't know he did.
Yeah, no, that was.
I don't actually think that way. I actually think I answer to them. I think I answer to the media partners. I think I answer the players. I think I answer the owners too. The idea for me is to try to keep everyone happy. I always say that my biggest job is not to piss off more than 24 owners in a given day.
How did you know the draft would be awesome if you traveled it, and did you see this happening?
I'd be kidding you if I thought it was going to be as big as it is. We felt like we could be bigger than we were in Radio City. But what happened is Radio City actually put a holiday show in and said, you can't have the draft until June. And that's when we said, we're out of here.
So they kicked you out.
That's when we went on the road.
Well, Taylor Swift, we know.
Well, that's a different kind of influence.
How about, hey, listen, a lot of jokes from
They're booing Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you can't boo.
They're idiots.
Yeah, you're going to be a part of an album.
Wow.
Do it. Get a little louder. She is going to cook you. A lot of the internet was saying Roger Goodell was sitting at home through the moon about this.
Well, they thought it was part of the script.
Yes, then he went on to it. There it is. Is there a thought of adding another one, maybe adding another bye week, or are we good at 17 right now?
Well, I think we're good at 17 now, but listen, we're looking at how we continue. I'm not a fan of the preseason. I don't think we need
waste of time, right, and energy.
I don't buy it, and I don't think these guys like it either.
Well, that's spend full price for the tickets for those games.
No, they're actually discounted now. So
thank you for doing that.
I'd rather replace a preseason game with a regular season any day. That's just picking quality, right? If we got to 18-2, that's not an unreasonable thing. The other thing it does, which I thought you were going to, is that ends up on President's Day weekend, which is a 3-day weekend, which makes a Sunday night, and then you have Monday off. So that's
wow.
Now we're cooking.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our spooky humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this White Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Outro of the program starts now. Football is awesome. There's been so much moves, so much news. There's been a lot taking place in the NFL world. Obviously, we'll continue to track everything happening there. We had a great NBA chatter in the first hour. Look at us, sports show.
Hell yeah.
Sports program.
Or basketball.
Get an opportunity to talk to NBA people was great. Legitimately put a tweet out earlier. The ESPN NBA roster, their daytime during the season, this schedule is bananas. So trying to get anybody over there on a regular basis is tough. Now, Austin Rivers was able to make it work last year for us, which is incredibly kind of him. He is, I think, doing his own thing now, or he's somewhere else. So it's like, okay. So trying to find who is going to be our NBA brain, pretty much. You know, like there's a... Jamal Crawford was awesome.
He was.
Fantastic.
I can't thank him enough. There's been a lot of people. Always is.
Always.
Legitimately always is. Played 21 years, too. And Big Woo got him in great shape. Big Woo's got him in great shape over there, so we're very thankful for him. There's been a lot of people reaching out, though, saying, like, hey, we'd love to come on the show. Love to come on the show. We got to figure that out. Seems like we have too much awesome potential happening right now in the basketball world. You know, maybe we do... Maybe we dabble a little bit into the NBA world a little bit. You know, maybe we do try to learn a little bit, because whenever there's no football on, and I know there was football on last night, obviously it was awesome. Saw the highlights, saw the end of it. It was cool. Yeah, it was so good. Wednesday night football is so good, so good. Tuesday football is so good.
Yeah, laugh is so good as well.
Yeah, if they were to put football on
Wednesday afternoons, we'd watch. It'd be so cool. It'd be so. But every once in a while, you just change the channel and there's like NBA on, and it's like, wow, this is what. So and we're starting here at the beginning of the season, so we got an opportunity maybe to follow a little bit. Has the NBA been good? Has the NBA storylines been good?
Oh yeah.
For me, Olympics made me be fan of like everybody almost because how. And it's going to sound so ridiculous, but the way they just were like, nah, we're just going to win for America. Like, I got like real, I'm like, thank you to these dudes. And I talked to Scotty Scheffler this past weekend. He like took it very seriously, winning a gold medal for the United States. He said we ended up tying, I think, or very close in the gold medal count.
Yep.
Like I think the NBA guys that were playing in the Olympics felt the same exact way. They're like, we need to do this for the United States of America. It almost made me enjoy. I'm like, I can't wait to watch the NBA now because of how much respect I had. And it wasn't just our guys. Like Wemby for France seemingly getting emotional. Joker getting emotional for certain. Like it was like. It was awesome to almost see like the real passion because the knock on the NBA is these guys don't care. And obviously with the load management, this is literally just a business. Who cares? And I think the Olympics proved to everybody like that was for shit, right? Like $800, whatever it is. They just wanted to win. It was like, I'm in. So Jamal Crawford, thank you. I think we're going to have some big names throughout the history of the NBA that are going to stop by this program throughout the season. We'll follow along, not as much as we follow along with the NFL, which leads to, we are on Walt Wednesday. He's just moments away. The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Comment, J.J. Watt's excited today, I think.
Yeah, he's juiced up. I mean, there are so many things to talk about. He actually, he has a couple questions for us, I think, maybe a few of us about some specifics. And then when you just talk about the slate of football we had this past weekend, I think he is jazzed up to get after it today.
I do love the fact that he's the most prepared person coming on our show.
By far.
The most prepared. Hey, if you want to bring up, I've done, like, J.J. Watt, I think this is 90% luck.
Exactly.
10% skill, 15% concentrated power and will. That's J.J. Watt football.
I played that before the Colts this week, by the way.
I think he's pretty...
That's why they won.
Yeah, but the Texans weren't there. If they were doing that for that, it would obviously be problematic. Just like when they played turn down for what, and they were acting like they were rubbing it in J.J. Watt's face. You weren't. You were feeding him. You were feeding him in an away stadium. Nonetheless, he's ready, and we are excited to hear what J.J. Watt's bringing because he tried to poach a Concaifa soccer club player.
He certainly
Screwed up.
did.
And you know what? He poached the right one because that guy sucks anyways.
No, he doesn't. We like that guy.
Well,
We're in the transfer market now, brother.
Yeah.
No, whoa, Gumps, that has not been voted on.
Oh, it is. It's in. We're in the
culture-
transfer market. I'm in it right now. I'm looking around.
Culture killer. I mean, what are we talking about here? We got what happens? He's the first guy to do it. He's not even the best player. He's not even close to being the best player.
Whoa, Grella was favorite player for our team.
When the best players
You know
come
me.
to town,
You know me.
then what happens?
Well, I will say there is a Concaifa Leadership Council group text message. The amount of love that was pouring in there for being a part of the community.
Yeah.
The Concaifa community.
Exactly.
It was good to hear. Because I was thinking about yesterday, shutting down the whole team.
Yeah.
Shutting down the whole building.
Vote him off the island.
This is how people are going to act. We only played one tournament. All of a sudden, I'm in a negotiation with Burnley. Burnley, sorry ass TST. No way.
Not even Premier League.
Why am I? I'm not doing this. I tore my hip flexor. I'm out.
No.
The universe, I thought, was telling me to not do this. And then last night, that group text this morning, man, it lifted me right up. You got real Concaifa pillars, in there. Jeff Cameron, Breck Shea.
Sure.
Meat.
Maz.
Fosso.
You hear from Meat?
Meat.
Yeah, did you hear from him?
Heard from Meat.
Okay.
Meat's
thank
excited,
God.
already training for
Good news.
TST.
Okay. Not
Meat's
retired.
Meat is your favorite soccer player. If you've never watched Meat soccer, he's the guy you want to pull for. Meat's good. Meat's in the text.
Thank God.
Meat's good in the text. He's training already for TST.
Boom.
But Grella saying, hey, you give me like $4 extra, I'll leave Concaifa. It's like, I thought we built something here.
He also doesn't care about winning if he's going to Burnley.
It's just about the $4.
Team's cheeks.
Not to mention, to point out the obvious,
What's that?
he's Italian.
Coach Miola is Italian too, bub.
Yeah, but he's American made.
What are you saying? What do you?
Hey, look.
Let's go to Hammer, Dahn. Anthony DeGiulio. What the hell is this guy saying here about Grella, you think, pal?
He's a scumbag.
Who?
Not Grella. Not Grella. Connor is a scumbag. We know that. He's got potatoes running through his blood, so it's hard for him to think.
Watch your mouth.
Damn right I do.
Ireland's got a lot more than just potatoes. Remember, we drank all the beer they got.
Yeah, they got Guinness.
They got a lot of Guinness.
Oh, actually, you guys don't have any potatoes because you ruined it because there was a famine. Congrats.
We
See you
didn't
later.
ruin it. That's not how that works. When famines and things come around, it's not just like the people that decided to do that.
Yeah,
They made it in a lab.
You guys chased away all the snakes.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's St. Patrick, and he's a dog. So
He was Italian.
his name was Patrick. So let's just assume that if he was Italian at the time, he identified as Irish.
Oh, Italians taking credit for something that they didn't do. Who would have thought?
Well, then they don't take credit for that one thing they did.
Yeah, Mussolini guy.
We were hired.
That's not what I'm talking
You
about.
talk about Jesus.
I'm talking about Jesus Christ.
We were hired. And it
Oh,
was
that's
Romans.
another one.
Yeah, well, you.
Thanks
yeah.
for killing the Messiah, Tony.
Well, they
You're
were
welcome.
hired.
How would he come back if you didn't kill him? How would he come back?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question because how would they have known? They would have never known. 33. What if he's 75? Can he still move a rock? We don't know.
No.
You would have been able to finish the story.
That's right.
Bingo.
Finish your story, Jesus.
Cody Rhodes Christ.
Thank you, Italians, I guess, for doing that.
No way.
Change the world. Change the world a lot. There's still a lot of stuff happening right now because of that whole thing.
That's right.
And that's, it's beautiful. And also, there's some cases where it's like,
Not beautiful.
not beautiful. But God bless everybody. God bless you all.
That's right.
Especially you Italians who I love. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just talking about the one.
Grella.
Yeah.
What was he doing? He's trying to get off our team, go to J.J. Watt's team. We've talked on this show extensively about how bad Burnley is.
Yeah.
Like their actual championship team over there, they're getting back up, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah.
The TST Burnley team, worst in the entire tournament.
So bad.
We're in the entire tournament.
Even JJ was like, "Hey, can we figure it out here?" And
JJ tried to fight the refs. Like, that's who you want to play for? He tried to fight everybody.
I actually don't mind that move.
I would do it too, but what happened there, I don't know. Do you want to be a part of that for an extra couple shillings, Grella? A couple fucking shillings? You question Concafa's culture?
Yeah, I didn't like it either, Gumps.
Now everyone's questioning it.
No, they aren't. Not in the group text I was in.
There's a one guy.
One Italian American guy.
Ship him to Burnley for a bag of balls.
Okay. I mean, that's certainly on the table.
Yeah.
9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler is here. D-Butch, obviously, you've been following closely with the Concafa TST situation that's been brewing, where Grella, host of CBS Galazzo, a soccer show on CBS Sports, had J.J. Watt, owner of Burnley, both the team that's in the Championship League over in England, which is one below Premier League, and also a team in TST, and Grella's co-hosts, I guess, and him say, "Hey, why don't you get Grella on Burnley?" And Grella goes, "You know what? Pat gave me 20 grand. You give me 25 and a captain band. I'll go over there."
Wow.
Burnley was cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
We had good culture, I thought. Grella helped put the team together. Now he's just willing to leave for a couple extra. That's not good,
Hey,
D-Butch.
at least you know where he stands now. If Grella, look, he's trying to strike while the iron's hot. He had probably the most viral moment from that tournament. Made some plays, made a play. So, I'm interested to see what comes out of that Zoom meet you guys have.
Are you going to attend the Zoom meeting as a advisor or a consultant?
Sure, absolutely.
Just because the Concafa leadership committee that has certainly been in place for a long time before this happening is upset about the precedent this could set. For everybody else.
But Pat, it's also a little concerning that Grella, being a man that he is, an Italian man, would want to go to a place where the team has an owner that likes to meddle, puts himself into the lineup, mingles with the players.
Oh, yeah.
Giving tours of the facility, things like that.
I subbed myself in a couple opportune times as well, but what you're saying is JJ on the field for the entirety of that game.
You also played soccer.
Well, JJ owns a soccer team.
He does.
So kind of osmosis in this entire thing. 12-year NFL vet AQ Shipley joins us. AQ, you've won a Super Bowl as a player coach. What would you do in this situation with Grella potentially threatening to leave for such a small purse of money in care?
Kind of an Antonio
Ship him
Brown
out.
situation.
Yeah, ship him out ASAP.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
He's good on this show.
He's trying to fracture the culture.
He's good on this show, though.
He's great on this program.
Bring him on
and
the show.
As a Concafa supporter, I just want a championship, and I think Grella could help us win the championship.
You say, hey, figure it out. These types of things are going to happen with superstars.
Yeah, it could be addition by subtraction, though,
Superstars.
also. You might have to ship them out of town to be a better team. You never know.
Well, there's some free agents out there with some big names who Grella potentially, do-si-doed with. in the last few weeks. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, from Manatee, Ohio, number one supporter of TST.
Yeah.
Soccer fan. AJ Hawk.
Hawk.
AJ, the drama around Concava has really started to captivate the room here at the Thunderdome. Nobody knows what the actual outcome is going to be. It is going through its current process of voting, and Grella did say that he would like at least have a say in defending himself afterwards. We don't know if the decision will already be made by that point, but you're around the team, AJ. Didn't that team that team felt real? Didn't it? It felt real.
No, that team was real. That was an absolute real team. That was my favorite soccer I've watched, was being there. There's so much action going on and seeing it up close and personal, but we need Grella. TST needs Grella. He's a glue guy.
Not a glue guy.
Not
a glue guy,
brother.
He's good.
I think he's making content. He's okay. Everything is content. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a clip. Here we go. I'm gonna bring. This is gonna bring
time for
positive
gimmicks. We're
vibes.
trying to win a tournament.
All this guy does is bitch.
All right, Coach Gump wants him out of there so he can play.
I'm here, Grella.
I don't want to play
heard him
at
bitch
all.
about the sandwiches
You should,
that were
Gump.
being served. I heard him bitching about the money now. I'm sure he bitched about the showers or some bullshit too. If Grella's in,
okay.
I'm out. I'm rooting for fucking Burnley at TST.
No way.
If Grella stays.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's tampering and poaching on live streaming television. The owner of the Burnley Trash TST team, and also the good championship team in England.
Yeah.
Houston Texans Ring of Honor member, JJ Watt.
Yeah, JJ.
JJ, I want to let you know, I hope you're happy with what you've done. There has been quite a stir at Concava headquarters, and now Leadership Council is meeting, and there's a lot on the line. People are calling for you to potentially be punished for tampering and trying to poach live on air. Do you have anything to defend yourself with? And I hope you're happy. I genuinely hope you're happy.
I'm so happy. This last 10 minutes has been watching a plan in action perfectly. Wow. You guys just ripping each other apart from the inside out. This is fantastic. Didn't even have to do anything.
Okay. We're not ripping each other apart. We're closer than we've ever been.
Connor just left the squad.
We're closer than we've ever been over here, Concava.
The team is fine. The fireman Ed's the team, however.
Yeah, sure.
We are
We're
a
upset.
little bit of a tizzy.
You're wearing claret and blue now. You guys lost your glue guy. He's walking on the wrong side of the pole. If he's on that Ravens team, he's walking on the other side of the pole. He's on the wrong side. Gump he doesn't know what's going on. AJ's claiming Gump.
I don't know what's going on. Who said Grella was a glue guy? Anyway?
Yeah, well, who said he's a
Who
glue
said
guy?
that? Were you in the room?
AJ.
Were you in the change room?
AJ said he's a glue guy.
Yeah, he's
AJ
not. He's not, brother. He's a great player. I don't know about a glue guy.
He's a good player. He's good to be around, though. I will say.
Red
Well, he
boots,
was
I know
good to
that.
be around. He was great. He was great to be around.
He ain't the Indianapolis.
I mean, can we get back to the main part of it? You were paying players. Nobody else. What is this? Nobody else was paying players.
JJ, everybody in that tournament's paying players, buddy.
That's why your team stunk, brother.
No. Nobody had the Dude Wipes contract to be just launching out cash left and right. And you still didn't win. I mean, you paid cash and didn't win.
The team that won, I learned their paying strategy as well. I mean, don't worry. That was year one.
Yeah, if you win, because there's $1 million prize.
No, they were doing JJ. They were. I don't want to get into it. The team that won was doing some dirty work
to
get to where they got.
Dirty work.
They had a big roster, brother.
We need to do that.
We didn't see 20 of them that were on the roster that signed contracts. Potentially got a little bit of money. So you acting like nobody's paying player. What are you talking about? You just showed up down there with $1 million and you don't think people are trying to take advantage? You're insane. What are you talking? The naivety. Are you just always in the gym? Like, how do you not? What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? And
we did it straight up. We played straight up, fair and square.
Fair and square. There's no rules. There's no rules against paying the players. Nobody.
So would you have split the $1 million even though if you won? Did you go over that, or did you get a bigger chunk?
Yeah, we went over that.
So
we went over that.
I learned that as well. There's payment plans, and there's been precedent set on how to divvy up the $1 million. You know, because there's a lot that goes into that, and then there's people that are clearly more important in this situation. You know, so. Yeah, Bob, there's no rules against that. That's Concave's the real deal, brother. Yeah. And also all these guys taking time out of their life to come do this soccer.
A lot of time.
A lot of time.
A lot of time out of their life.
And we're making content out of it and everything like that. It's like they should be paid for their time, JJ. Jeez, JJ's like, hey, come to Cary, North Carolina. What are you getting? Shit, win, get $1 million. What is this, Arena League? You running an Arena League operation up there, JJ?
Speaking of content, I want to revisit something from last week. because I saw Stephen A. talk about it after we talked about it. Clearly, he saw that it drummed up a lot of discussion. The plunger situation, the sleeves.
Gross.
Like, I think we were all talking about this like it's like your buddy's house and you're just hanging out with your buddy. I was looking at this as, let's say you were dating a girl for the first time and you stopped at her parents' house for the first time ever. That's the situation I'm looking at. I'm looking at this is like DEFCON 1. This is the end of the world.
Intimate.
You're at her parents' house. You can't just call a DoorDash. You can't just say, hey, something's wrong. What do you do in that scenario?
Yeah, that's what Greg meant too. In Jage, the fact that Age said you DoorDash a plunger, it was probably the most 2024 answer that you could give. A very good answer.
Good answer.
Very good answer.
Try not to take a dump there first, Jade. Your first time showing up at her house, you probably don't want to take a dump.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely don't take her out to Indian food or something before your first time over there, Like, let's be honest.
First time at the future in-laws, potentially. Where's your best throw?
Which one can I shit in? Upstairs, downstairs?
We got, believe it or not, after talking about that, we got sent 10 plungers.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty, you said these plungers don't work.
Those things stink.
These ones?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good.
That's a heavy duty.
This one's got a deep.
I don't like that kind. No.
This one's sucking the actual poop.
I don't like that kind either. I like the half circle.
Yeah, the half moon. Yeah.
So the half circle, which this one began as, I think, and they added the nozzle, if you will.
Like the circumcised one.
You like to cut.
Yeah.
Take the top back.
Sure.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
That's
the
a wild
original,
decision
the
to have to
OG,
make.
the wood handle.
Snip that plunger.
Yeah, but this one is this one's a pressure giver. This one's trying to suck the poop out of it.
Yeah, it sits in there, too.
Yeah, it's actually trying to get your poop out.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, and then you dump it back in. Boom, 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 boom. That's what it's doing. So I think this was supposed to be
the
heavy
auger
duty.
conversation stirred up a lot. Ty stirred up a lot of discussion with the auger conversation.
That's what you need. I mean, yeah, if you have like a rabbit taking a shit on the toilet, that thing might work. But if you have like a human who's dropping an absolute nuke, that thing is not getting the job.
How about the Titanic ones that come back up through the water?
Yep.
And I think you got to know ahead of time that there's potential trouble on the horizon.
Yeah, that's a mid-dumb flush.
Yeah. Once again, that is
that's
public pooping. If you are an active bladder, the timing of the flush has to be once you feel it leave, hasn't hit water yet, so there's no time, even in public. That poop is butthole pipe. Timing of the flush.
Water slide.
Just have to, bingo. We're in and out. Not even a streak, because the water's kind of doing that over there. But if you miss time,
Couple wipes, flush again.
yeah, but if you miss time and it's dry down there, once again, that's worst case scenario.
Sometimes you can try getting up, and if you have a good stream, you try to cut your logs in half with your
Yes,
piss.
absolutely. Absolutely have to do that. Yeah, it's not a
You got
bad.
to have a real nice air freshener in there too. Some spray, some cashmere woods is a common scent that I'm a big fan of.
Or you can have some Dumpkin Spice dude wipes.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you drink your coffee or your you a pumpkin spice guy? You a pumpkin spice guy?
One time, just to get in the fall spirit. Yes, one time.
Were you in the fall
Just one.
spirit? You decided fuck fall going forward, never did it again?
I love fall. I am more of a caramel apple spice guy than a pumpkin spice. I'm not, I like the caramel apple.
We don't have caramel asshole dude wipes yet. We just have Dumpkin Spice dude wipes that have a nice little pumpkin smell after you get a nice clean wipe of the cheeks in the fall. Because when you're drinking more coffee, because the weather's turning, obviously coffee is an activator for what we're talking about. So you can get Dumpkin Spice dude wipes right now.
Yeah, no, that's great for you smelling better, but it has nothing to affect the air. You got to get that air circulating.
You've never
brother,
smelled
moving.
Brother, I can't. Get yourself some Dumpkin Spice, Jade.
I have them. I don't have the Dumpkin Spice. I have.
Which would be? You see?
The original cocoa butter. I think I have cocoa butter.
Got the cocoa butter ones?
Oh, you should get the peppermint ones. Maybe get the pepper ones. Just
Sounds like it could. It sounds like it could sting.
Never know with dude wipes.
It's kind of a good sting.
They'll be able to
Yeah,
figure
it doesn't
out.
sting like that.
It is so much better for your butt. And speaking of clogged toilets, only need one.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Only need one.
No need to overdo it.
Only need one. All right, let's talk about a little bit of football stuff here, shall we? In the NFL.
Yeah, might as well.
We appreciate how prepared you are, how much you look into. We genuinely do. Nobody else that we've talked to ever does that. So whenever you send the message over like, hey, I've looked into this, if you want to bring this up, you make our life easier. We appreciate you, Jade.
Oh, yeah, Jade.
We appreciate you.
Oh, happy to. I'm going to be honest. I thought you expected that from me, so that's why I do it every week.
We do.
We do
We
now.
do. Every time. And I'll tell you what, it needs to get better and better each week, because if we're not getting better, what are we doing? We're getting worse.
That's right.
And then we're not utilizing that 80% luck, 20% skill.
That Saban nothing speech. I like Saban's nothing speech this week. That was good.
How epic was that?
That was great. Love it.
How about him when he started walking towards the front of the stage? I was like, oh fuck! All right, we're going up here, because he was about to address. You know what? These Texas kids need to hear this actually right now. When you wake up in the morning, what are you owed? Nothing. Fucking right. That's what we're talking about. He's awesome.
He took some notes from the Pat McAfee School of Showmanship. He stepped up to the front to let everybody know, I need you to respond to me right now.
Chest out. So as soon as he was talking there, he starts like moseying towards front of stage, and you see like, all right, we are projecting now, kind of like an indicator of this is where we're headed to. And he naturally is like a professor, I think, of football. That was like the way he talks and teaches, and his optimism seemingly in everything. And it's like he's amazing. He is a genuinely amazing.
What's the best thing you've learned about him this year working with him?
Dude, all his speech is about like consistency, pretty much. Like everything is just about like, hey, need to have consistency, but it's all in how you deliver the message. You know how like coaches will be at one place for a long time and their message will get dry, right? Like the message will get stale. We hear about this for teams. It's like the way he goes about saying things just is always like, oh, never thought about it that way. Oh, never thought about it that way. The way he phrases it. And then he'll have a story about shit that has happened. And then his punchlines are real. You know, he sells cars, and he had to recruit. So you have to be affable. You have to have personality. And then obviously his football IQ is, been around the game forever.
Yeah.
It's like he's been perfect for game day. Perfect for college game day.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been a great addition. It's so cool to have the different perspectives and to have somebody who's literally possibly up there with the best of all time. It's cool. And you guys play off. Yeah, it's not possible. I gave myself a little leeway just in case some Bear Bryant person came after me. But
no, they know that'd be Alabama people, and they know. Yeah. That field's called Saban Field at Bryant. Yeah, so I mean, it is kind of both, but I think Saban is the GOAT. I think everybody just kind of understands that. There's some people that don't like it, but then whenever they see him on game day, I'm seeing a lot of like, man, I like Nick Saban a lot more whenever he's not the head coach at Alabama. It's like, how could you not? Him singing songs during commercial breaks, I'm like, this guy. And then Sark said, I've never seen him smile so much. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of
awesome.
I think he's enjoying it too. He was speaking in Morgantown, West Virginia yesterday.
Whoa.
Or maybe not Morgantown. Yeah, he was speaking in West Virginia yesterday.
Just telling people like, hey, football is still fun. You'll get.
Are you recruiting him? You're recruiting him?
Yeah.
I've been trying to. I'm like, but I don't think he's getting back into coaching.
Saw some tweets
Definitely not
that
at West Virginia.
he was going to WVU. There were some tweets last night.
There's one man for the job at West Virginia.
Who?
His name's John Gruden.
That would be nicey. John Gruden going over. Yeah. Neil Brown is still the head coach, though. Let's never forget. Of course. All right, let's get into some football, shall we? All your notes that you took and studied. What's happening in Baltimore is awesome. We chatted with Tone about this because he has an AP vote, and there's been 2 times in the past where quarterback wins the MVP, running back wins Offensive Player of the Year. It was Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk, both of those times, okay? Greatest show on turf. Everything that they're doing, yards per play, explosion rate, run rate, like everything they're doing is surpassing what the Greatest Show on Turf was doing. They're must-watch. They have power. They have flash. They have it all. What are you seeing from this Ravens team, and why do you like them so much, Jage?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Todd Monken has only added a weapon to his arsenal and is now using it perfectly. I mean, what they're doing from an offensive standpoint, literally, you look at the rankings every single week, and it's number one. They're the best at rushing the ball. They're the best at passing the ball. They're just everything is working. And obviously, when you add a player of Derrick Henry's caliber to this offense, and he comes in and plays the way that he is, also helped by how they run this offense, it's just an incredible 1-2 punch with him and Lamar. You know my feelings on MVP. It is and always will be and always should be a quarterback award because they affect the play more than anybody else every single game, every single play. So I think that Lamar is certainly potentially in line for a 3rd MVP right now. A question that I have a couple questions for AP Tone, but a question that I have is that you have Jaden Daniels right now, who he's a rookie. Obviously, we're hoping he plays this week. We'll see what happens. But he is currently doing something that no player in NFL history has ever done. He has 75% completion percentage, 200 yards passing per game, and 50 yards rushing per game. No quarterback in NFL history has ever done that in a 7-game span.
Whoa!
I feel like when a rookie comes in, he takes his team to the record that the Commanders are at right now, and he does something nobody in NFL history has ever done. To me, that is MVP worthy at this moment. There's a full season left to play. But where do you stack an offense like Lamar and what he's doing and Jaden Daniels right now? Tone, MVP race. Which one's winning it today?
Hold on, I'd like to add on to that too, because you talk about Jaden Daniels, then you can go assistant coach Cliff Kingsbury. How much does that get in there? Because he's a rookie doing something that nobody's ever done. Head coach being able to turn, like, there's so many things that go into that one question, Jage. Don't you think for all these awards?
Yes, that's my other thing is like coach of the year, assistant coach of the year, etc. What kind of – everybody always talks about Andy Reid, Spags, those guys with the Chiefs because they're just doing it year after year. Do you still – as a voter, you're a voter, would you rather a guy that turned around a rough situation, Dan Quinn in Washington, turned around this team and made them something that they were not going to be? Or is the established guy, do they deserve some credit because sometimes they're overlooked?
So I haven't voted yet. So I haven't got to that point in December where I've had to cast a ballot or whatever. But it has traditionally, over the last few years, become, a situation like Dan Quinn, like with Dayball, with Stefanski. They won in 21-22, I believe. That was taking over a bad situation and then overperforming with that team. Or like Stefanski last year where the Browns were just a walking morgue and then still continued to win games and get to the playoff. That's kind of been where the coach of the year has gone, like in that situation. So like this year, like a KOC Dan Quinn would be the situation where you're overperforming, overexpected, and then like I don't think you could leave out those other guys that they were like the Lions and the Chiefs. You're supposed to have good teams, but you can't penalize a coach for then actually having a good team. In Andy Reid's situation, they're the only undefeated team left. Plus, they also have that injury thing where they have just on offense been bit every single week with an injury to their top guys. And especially in Andy's case, because he is the mastermind of that offense, they have just continued to keep winning football games. So I think traditionally it's been someone who's taken over a shitty situation and overperformed, or dealing with adversity, whether it be injury or whatever, and then still succeeding, even though you're supposed to be a top dog. But then the MCDC situation is just like, that guy is his team. Like that, he's got the pulse of his team better than anybody.
So let's talk.
But which will you vote?
Yeah,
I can't tell you.
He can't say that. That's his watch list right there.
It's too early, man.
Not allowed to say.
But you can't lean like which one you think is more.
No, because
that's those five right there. I think is who he's leaning right now. We don't want Tone to lose his AP vote. He has been very close. We think obviously a few times. There's a couple rules. We would like him to continue to have it because we think I think these are good questions from you. And if we have an AP vote, we're obviously going to treat it differently than everybody else and how they're going to treat it. So Tone kind of figuring it out and sorting it. That's why he's been doing the research on how it's normally gone. To potentially see how he should look at it, but also trying to do his own thing. Let's go to the MVP watch list to answer your question about Jaden and Lamar up there. He doesn't have Jaden up there, probably because of the rookie award that's available. Is that right, Tone?
Well, I narrowed that one down to 3. Like if it would have been 5, Jaden would have probably been on there. But I narrowed it down to 3 because I thought these ones were just leave some. Like Josh Allen hasn't turned the ball over yet, and he's Josh Allen. Jared Goff is on a historical run in the last 4 games as far as what he's doing, and then Lamar. We talked about everything that he's done. So that's why those 3 were up there right now. But I'm not disagreeing at all with JJ in that situation. And if we had a Rookie of the Year graphic, I assume there's a heavy, heavy favorite in that situation.
Yeah, so that is interesting, though, because he could win MVP, he could win Offensive Player of the Year, and he could also win Rookie of the Year. And usually with these votes, and Jage, you tell me how it's gone your way, they almost like would prefer to get more people in there, so it almost like cuts the guy out of the potential MVP. Is that why you're asking, Jage?
Yeah, because I also think in that exact scenario you're talking about, I think that people don't want to give a rookie MVP. I think they think Rookie of the Year award, that's his recognition. He gets that recognition MVP. No matter how good he plays. Yeah, that's his MVP. You kind of have to prove it over time to earn an MVP award, which I 100% and completely disagree with that. Who knows how this is all going to play out over the course of the rest of the year? We're only, 7 weeks in? But, I mean, if he continues to play at a rate that nobody in the history of the league has ever done, and he continues to elevate this team to where they go on and possibly win this division, possibly win some playoff games, I mean, that would be the definition of a most valuable player. He was drafted He came in and he turned an entire organization around in 1 year. That's the most valuable player.
Jage, Dahn could be the swing vote. That was good campaigning right there.
I am easily swayed.
And it is election season.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Make sure you get out and trade early.
That's right.
And vote for AP awards. Not early. We need to vote for those late.
End of the season.
No, I hate how that's always voted. Also, when is the voting for that, Tom?
December something.
No,
yeah,
13.
There's games played in January. I can't stand that, man.
Yeah, me too.
I can't stand how we don't vote until or even sometimes they wait till the last day, but everybody already knows who they're voting for. You have no idea. All 17 weeks should matter.
Well, also, no offense to Dahn because he has one of those. It was hard for me at my position to take media vote seriously. I was voted All-Pro, and I was voted not All-Pro, and I did not care either way because they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about in my position. In my position, they have no clue what it is. Pro Bowl, kind of the same thing. But these votes, these votes matter, though. Like for a lot of these positions.
Yeah.
Like a lot of positions, they matter. Hall of Fame ballots, Adam Vinatieri is he's up for the Hall of Fame, I think, this upcoming year. And, no kicker's ever been a first ballot Hall of Famer. But they're going to list out all of his awards that he got from media people included, as well as everything else. And that's like the pitch for why he deserves to be first ballot, which could be, but I don't know if he has as many Pro Bowls as people think, because his percentage each year, like somebody's like 92%. Vinny was always like 85%, but hitting every big ball. So it's like, how many Pro Bowls did he make by people that didn't really know what was happening in front of their eyes? It's interesting how important these votes actually are in reality of the football world.
I mean, the Devontae trade, one of the stipulations is that he's first or second team All-Pro, and that becomes a second-round pick.
That's huge.
That is a massive piece of information in
Tone Diggs.
It all is down to Tone Diggs.
So I pulled up the email to make sure I have the actual information. We have to send our completed NFL awards ballot by 5 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, January 8th. That is the Wednesday after the final week of the regular season.
Okay, that's going in at 4:59 too, Tone.
Yeah.
We need every piece of information.
I agree.
We need every piece of information.
The NBA ones are always wild to me because they're contracts, like literal contracts. It's written in there. Like you can get a supermax, you can get. They're affecting tens of millions of dollars. The NFL is as well, but not necessarily as literally. The NBAs are literally. If you make first team All Pro, you can get this much more money. It's incredible, and all based on a media member. Like you want to talk about potential possible corrupt issues. Like you get the right media member to vote for you at the right thing, you could have tens of millions of more dollars on your.
Well, then you talk about the complete flip side of that, like the MLB. They have they control the Hall of Fame and everything, right?
Yeah, the writers do. Yep.
So if they don't like you,
yeah,
because your media relations aren't good, it's like all of a sudden you can hear those stories at a bar later. I was screwed. They didn't like me. I was never voted this. I was never voted that. It's like that's coming from an athlete's perspective. All of us that are talking right now. So I hope the media members don't get pissed off, and we know you have no biases. And we know you know everything about punting when you're voting on all-pro punters that are potentially changing, contracts and careers forever. We appreciate you doing all the research that you do into that entire thing. In Tone, you're going to do a great job with it.
Hell yeah,
Tony.
It matters, Tone. That's why these conversations are a big deal, Jage. We appreciate you bringing them up. Con Man has a question for you, Jage.
Yeah, Jage, on the opposite end of the MVP spectrum, there are some teams out there, the Patriots included, that are basically already planning their vacations here. What are the motivators for some of these teams that are just in the dumps right now? How do they keep showing up every single week? And then what are a few teams you think that might, have the idea that they should start planning some vacations?
Yeah, I think the Panthers are on that list. I think the Panthers are on that. The moment between SVP and Steph Curry was great at the end of his interview the other day. But I think that the motivators, there's a couple different categories that you're in. Some of these teams, like you're losing a couple close games and your record may not be what you want it to be, and you're like, guys, we're still a great team. We're still in this. We can flip this entire thing around. Even if we're at 1-5, 1-6, we can turn this whole thing around. Those guys all in every day, working hard, everything. There's other teams that you know it. Like, you're like, all right, we are not good. This is headed the wrong way. So you're a professional. You go to work. You do your job. You're trying to play your best. Some guys are playing for individual stats. Some guys are playing for individual awards. Some guys are playing for new contracts and things like that. There's situations where head coaches still have the locker room and the guys love them and they want to play for them and believe in them and go out there and win. And then there's other ones where it's lost. The locker room's lost. Players don't believe in it. They don't want to be there. And it's a very, very big struggle. I think if you look at the teams right now that are probably looking towards, some Caribbean vacation dates. I mean, I think the Panthers are up there. I think you mentioned the Patriots at the current moment they're up there. You got the Browns, who I'm excited to see what Jameis is going to do there.
Starting,
Who knows?
that's a big announcement. Jameis Winston starting for the Cleveland Browns this weekend. Goes from third string to starter in 1 week, while also going from babyface to complete heel again. But trying to be a good teammate to Deshaun, which we all should respect being a good teammate to a teammate. Now, with that being said, just deciding to throw yourself under a bus, too, in the same exact situation. I think there's a pros-cons situation that could go. And over there in Cleveland, I don't know how anybody feels about anything over there.
Nope.
I don't know how they feel. But if Jameis is able to rattle off some wins, obviously that'd be great for Cleveland. But you're right. They're thinking about vacations already. We're going into week 8. We're only going into week 8, Jage.
I mean, you got a team like the Titans who just trades away DeAndre Hopkins. Like, when you're trading away some of your better players and you're 1-5, you're planning January vacations. When you got the Raiders, I mean, you trade away Devontae Adams. You're on your third or fourth quarterback of the year. You are looking at vacations. Saints, I mean, that was just a debacle the other night. So they are also checking out some vacations.
Wow.
Started off so high.
Yeah, and you said teams know if they're not good, even if their record says they're not mathematically eliminated. What happens if your team says we're soft? What if that happens?
That is a tough one, man.
It was, wasn't it?
And then to have Belichick come out and be like, no, they're not. I literally was there last year. I know these guys. I mean, but I thought Belichick handpicked Rob Mayo as his guy, and then to see him come over the top and say,
it's craft.
No,
I don't know if Belichick was handpicking anything on the way out. But he was Coach Belichick. They called him Gerard Belichick because of how close his relationship was with Coach Belichick whenever he was playing there, I think.
And it was in his contract. That's why he was able to be hired 3 days after Belichick was let go, because
so it was already approved that he was going to be the guy.
The guy who made the contracts was Bill Belichick.
Okay. It's tough to walk into the team meeting on Monday after you do that post game. You better know 100% sure the type of team you have and the way they respond to things, and you better know that statement you made is going to get them to work harder as opposed to shut down. I don't know if I've been in many locker rooms where that, in the NFL, in today's NFL, where that is going to make guys work harder. I think that is one where they turn on you.
I don't think
Mayo knows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he says that without thinking his team's going to respond to him publicly calling them soft, like challenging them. And I tried to bring that up to Coach Belichick at the time, but he had such a actual personal relationship with everybody where he was like, this guy's number 2 in rushing defense. I don't think they're soft. And it was like, damn, this is a pretty powerful statement here coming from Bill Belichick at this moment about the Patriots too. So who am I to be like, yeah, but Coach, Gerard potentially. So I didn't want to do that, step on that. But Gerard would have to know that his guys were going to respond positively, you would think, from that whole thing. Drake May coming out and saying hey, everything he's saying publicly he has already said to us. So that might be Coach Mayo's mentality and how it goes. Now, being called soft, though, I mean, you saw JJ's response whenever he was first starting to think about it. Age's response to that. Darius's response to it. AQ's response to it. Mine, punters are soft naturally, but just getting a chance to look in a locker room and know what that is a very strong thing to say about a football player.
If you are one of those guys that's going out there and laying it on the line every play, you're flying around, your body's hurt. Maybe you got hurt. Maybe you literally have an injury because you were laying your body on the line. You're sitting there and you hear that and you're just like, what the fuck, man? No, I'm fucking laying everything I got on the line for this team. I'm putting my body on the line and I'm now labeled as soft. This entire team is soft. If you got a couple guys, you got 1 or 2 guys here or there that you want to have a conversation with, or you want to say that about. But for me to be going out there and literally putting my body on the line and sprinting around the field and slamming my head into people, and then after the game to hear that would be very difficult. You can categorize your overall team that way, but there are definitely guys in there who have laid it all on the line and are feeling some type of way hearing that.
I think so too, and maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he wanted to publicly do it a little bit. Yeah, maybe he wanted to stir it up. We'll see how they react to it. Seemingly got a quarterback up there.
Yeah, definitely. Feel great about Drake May. And to what Bill said too, like a lot of the guys he listed, they did pay. The new regime paid Duggar, paid Bentley an extension. Like they did shell out money to those guys. But like as a fan, just watching, like. Is it that absurd of a statement when Coach Mayo calls the team soft when they run it 18 straight times? Like they legitimately run.
Yeah. What
happens,
what Gerard's saying is probably what you all think, right? Like fans are thinking about the team.
It's not like I'm watching like God, these guys are soft. But when it's just happening over and over again, it's like holy shit, how just in the law of averages.
Yeah, but players might think to themselves, look at the coach trying to get over with the fans. Right,
oh,
as
okay,
opposed
sure.
to
you
know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that is it's potentially saying it publicly. But to be clear,
yes, in the locker room, in the team meeting room, please, like absolutely, rip them to shreds. It's the public part of it that I like. Unless it's been brought up multiple times before, which maybe it has, and then he was just like, "I'm sick of it. Finally, I'm going to say it publicly. Screw it." But man. That's still a tough one to say publicly.
If it works, we'll see.
I mean, it's tough, fresh out of a game. Obviously, you say some shit. He tried to clean it up after, but as a coach, as a head coach, especially a defensive guy that played linebacker, played in the league for a long time. When you're saying that about your team, I feel like you're talking about yourself as well. You're talking about yourself as a coach, as a head coach, as a staff going into it. So hopefully you get that response from your team. Then your quarterback comes out now. Quarterback being called soft, who cares about that? But defensively. But anyway, on to my question.
How do you feel? You think they're going to respond or no?
I think they respond.
You think Coach knows the team?
I think Coach knows the team. It's obviously a lot of us up here, veteran, played a long time. These are some young guys in that locker room. I think they'll figure it out.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. That's what they're doing. When he walks in on Monday, you see the helmet or you see the hoods over. You might see this. And them like this. And that's what he's looking out to in the locker. In the team. That's what he's looking out to, 100%.
That's for sure.
He knows immediately where the team stands.
What if that isn't how they are? What if they're in there like?
I mean, we'll see.
We've all been in that locker room.
To D-Butt's point, I think to D-Butt's point, though, young guys do respond to it a little differently than vets. Vets who have been around the league and who got pelts on the wall, they respond differently. Yeah. Young guys, they do have a chance to respond to it. So I'm not saying it's impossible for this to work out. But I 100% agree with AQ. There will be a few vets in there with the hat and hood up for sure.
Well, and just based off what the Patriots have done with their record right now, if that is the attitude of some guys, they will probably have some trades coming up here in the next 2 weeks because they are not afraid to ship guys out.
It's Celtic season up there for you guys?
Nah, it's Bruins season. It's Celtic season. It's still Drake May season, baby. I'm still all aboard the Mayflower. Okay, I will not waver, and I still believe in Mayo. It's just he's going to take some time here. He's going to take a couple years here. Let's get Travis Hunter in the building, huh? Let's get that going.
It was probably a lot of side eyes in Detroit too, with a lot of shit that Dan Campbell was doing early. We all remember all the up downs and all that bullshit that we saw as veteran from the outside looking in. But now a team that's definitely not soft in anybody's opinion. Detroit Lions rolling on both sides of the ball. Unbelievable balance on offense with Jared Goff. From your perspective as a great pass rusher, how tough is it playing against an offense like that with that type of balance, especially with a quarterback being as hot as Jared Goff is? And then, is there a chance you think for Aiden Hutchinson to come back if they were to make a Super Bowl run?
Yeah, an offense like the Lions is so tough to play against because, like you said, the balance, the run pass, the play action, you have to respect each aspect of it, and you can't just line up and tee off the way that you want to or the most predictable way that you can against some other teams. And Jared Goff right now has the highest completion percentage in a 4-game stretch in NFL history. I mean, that's a pretty incredible stat. He's completing 83.5% of his passes these last 4 games, which is unbelievable. They have 18 touchdowns and 16 incompletions in the last 4 games. That's like mind-boggling. More touchdowns than incompletions in the last 4 weeks. That is an insane statistic. So they're clicking on all cylinders. Another example of what we were talking about earlier with AP Tone, I think you have Ben Johnson, you have Aaron Glenn, guys who could potentially be up for Assistant Coach of the Year awards, but Ben Johnson's been kind of doing this for a little while now. Does he get the credit he deserves because he's just rolling with Goff? Nice to see Goff in your MVP graphics. It's pretty unbelievable how that trade all worked out and how everybody thought he was being shipped away to nothing, and he's just thriving at the top of his game. And Hutch coming back, if it was a clean break and fixed up quickly as they did, I know his athletic trainer, Brett Fisher up there, phenomenal. A clean broken bone is one of those things that can heal pretty solidly and strongly and fairly quickly, and then it's just a matter of the rehab and everything to come back, get back into playing shape and everything. But if anybody can do it, it's Hutch, and it's a guy like Brett Fisher who can help get him back. So it would be pretty awesome to see him running out again at some point this season.
It's not going to be Max Crosby.
Nope.
No. Max Crosby says he's not going anywhere. He's ready for life.
Hell yeah.
I respect and appreciate that because he is like perfect for the Raiders. I think, MCDC said Holmes is grinding away right now, right?
Oh, yeah, he's watching the film.
He's grinding away trying to find a replacement for Hutch.
Yeah, JJ, has your phone rang at all?
Okay, yeah. Has there been a little 80% Jage, 20% Detroit?
I feel bad for Max, man. I love Max. I want to see him win. He works so hard. He plays so hard. I'd love to see Max win some games. They're just going through it right now down there, man. They're in some tough sledding.
What about up there in Vegas? I think is kind of down and over for us at least.
Yeah,
right.
Out there.
A little bit more north than you think, though.
It is.
Right? Than you would expect, especially with how hot it is. Yeah. When you're flying to these places, you realize, boy, I was lied to with where that state was. Like you really go check the latitudes of these states. You get really flustered by it all.
Yeah.
Very, very flustered by it all. Whenever you think about going back and returning to play football, Detroit's the place you think about, especially whenever you see what they just did without Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
And then what their team is capable of doing. And is it ring season up there in Detroit?
And also, JJ, I know you love scoring touchdowns. Don't think Ben Johnson won't put you in at tight end to score a couple touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
You and Eminem.
I saw. Yeah. And
thank you.
No, it's great. It's great up there. But I mean, no, I'm enjoying it. It's great. I did see when I watched Renegade the other night. I love Renegade.
It was 2024. JJ was retired no more. He was sacking QBs in Detroit. Could be you. Think about it.
Yeah, I was yesterday. I had my workout all set up and planned and everything, and then I was just laying on the couch and I was like, I don't feel like working out today, and I didn't.
You know what? Wow. I'm gonna go from 1.5% body fat, 2% today. Jeez.
Sue me.
Deal with it, body. I'm retired. Speaking of retired life, happy birthday, Koa.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Very exciting day.
2 years old. I assume it is a great time. My daughter, 17 months, 18 months, so cool, so much fun. Yeah. I assume you're enjoying the exact times you're with Koa all the time?
It is the greatest. It is truly the greatest thing ever, man. He's in such a fun phase. He's running around. He's playing sports. He's just talking up a storm. There's nothing better. Like, everybody always tries to tell you what it's like. Everybody always tries to say how awesome it is, but nothing can ever prepare you for how incredible fatherhood is. And I'm very, very thankful and grateful.
I don't like, arranged marriages come from, weird times.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I think so.
Still happens.
I'll tell you what, if that Burnley team gets up into the Premier League and then somehow in the Champions League, and I'm able to figure some things out, for Koa and Mackenzie would be great together.
We got Mackenzie. She sports affiliation yet, or she enjoying any certain sport, or
all of them?
Loves them.
Got a golf club at Ben Roethlisberger's recommendation. Say, I need to get your kid a golf club. She takes that thing, bats the ball both ways, hits the ball. So I'm like, okay, we got hockey and potential golf there. Get a ball in her hand, she'll put it into a hoop, a bucket. She'll be able to do that. And then I don't love the way she throws balls. She throws them over her head. So we can't get a forward throw yet.
Sure.
But we got a over the head toss happening. Pretty good clip. Was playing catch with her last night. Like catching it behind her, tossing it to her, throwing it over her head. Having a good time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe that is softball.
Oh yeah.
We will be putting every profitable sports gimmicks into Mackenzie's hands. Tennis.
Got bowling. Like Rick Catmore?
I'll tell you what, I don't know if she's going to get into bowling. She will be good at bowling, though, because she's going to be athletic, which is what I'm saying. Just if Koa could hold up his end of the bargain, I got a sweet lady, for Koa.
A funny thing that happens when you have a child. Somebody told me this, and I did not believe them at all. So we have 2 dogs. We had them obviously well before we had Koa, and the person told me when we were having Koa, they were like, "Oh, wait till you see your dog's attention goes out the window. You don't even your dogs. You feed them, you let them out to go to the bathroom." And I was like, "No, I love our dogs. Like we will never. They'll never be like that." Today is also one of our dogs' Tex's birthday. I completely forgot until about 30 minutes ago.
You better get him a treat. He knows.
I know.
Tex knows.
I got to go get him.
No, you're right.
Got to go get him something, man. But you just completely disregard.
That is a real thing. Valerie, our one dog, she's cool with it. Chuck, this corgi, obviously, he's trying to nose around and everything.
Sure. Yeah, of course. You don't say.
Yeah, he is. But he's been nice. They protect Mackenzie, which is cool. It's been fun. Happy birthday to Koa. Also, congrats to Wisconsin. Got a big weekend happening. AQ has a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Jage. Don't know if you know this or not.
I like
but
that. You
the
two are
number,
at Jage?
Number 3. Yeah, that's right. Number 3 team in the country is coming into Madison. Night game. Going to be a great atmosphere. Question for you is, do they still play jump around if they're down 49-7?
Suck it.
Got him.
Hey Q, what was your record in your time at Penn State? What was it like? What did you accomplish?
2 Big Ten titles, 40-9, I think overall.
Remington
Trophy, unanimous All-American.
Orange Bowl.
Beat Wisconsin 4 times, I think. Pretty sure I beat them by 40 my senior year at Wisconsin.
Did they do jump around?
I think they did, but there was about 10 people left in the stand.
Wisconsin got good fans. They got good fans.
That question backfired.
You thought you had him?
I didn't know. I literally had no idea because it was well before I was at Wisconsin, obviously.
Yeah, I'm getting old. A lot of gray.
And so I wasn't prepared. Pretty successful. Good job to you. But yes, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm a little. I respect and I love for you, especially that College Game Day is going to Indiana. I think that's a great place to go. I've never been there before. This is probably their shot to get there. Take advantage. But I mean, you got the number 3 team in the country coming to Camp Randall at night. Like, come on now.
What's that? You want us to Camp Randall?
Stripe out? You want to stripe out?
That's a great place to play, especially at night.
All those teams, all Big Ten teams seemingly have good fans, except for what, Northwestern?
Yeah.
Illinois?
They got green.
Illinois here, though, right?
Illinois is rolling, man.
Football-wise, they are, but are the fans?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They do this little bouncing jump thing in the stands. It looks pretty cool.
Okay, so Big Ten teams just need a reason to show up, the fans.
Yeah.
Because it gets a little chilly, in most places. But if you're able to go, they'll show up. That's why Indiana's got it this weekend. Undefeated, brother. Come on, let's have it.
I love it. No, I mean, I love it. I'm very excited to see how it goes. I love what they got going on there. Camp Randall's Camp Randall. Madison's Madison,
Madison's awesome.
We'll be back tomorrow. Okay, with less of this. Cheers. That was maybe the best send-off we've ever had. Maybe the best send-off we've ever had. I'm happy we're going to Bloomington. Camp Randall would be cool, though.
How far is that from you guys? You guys.
It's like an hour and 10 minute drive.
2 hours.
3 hours.
Great.
4 hours.
4 or 5.
Don't want to give away where we live.
Something like that.
Do they have a song for you to sing or a chant for you to say? Like, what? Do they even have one of those?
We want 6. We want 6. We want 6.
And they got him. Yeah. Signetti. Yeah. I'll go through Signetti's putting green, hopefully a little bit. Stop by a hot tub, pool. Have a time with
full basketball court.
And I'll learn it all. But yeah, obviously I know a lot of Indiana references that are made and Indiana things that happen for living here for like the last 15 years. But I'll dive into the weeds normally on Friday night because there's some things that happen too that like on campus they know and not everybody else. So we'll see Bloomington on Friday. Have a dinner, walk around, sense the feel. What are the vibes like? Some towns you go to, it's like, oh, this game is everything right now. Like you could feel everywhere you go, it's everything. And then some places you walk around and it's like game's happening here. It's not like everything here.
Now, Bloomington has to be the biggest deal in a long time. Yeah. There.
How about Signetti? So for Bloomington, for IU football fans, now granted they're all basketball fans as well, but for IU football fans, Signetti comes in here talking his shit. I think there were some of them that were like, all right, buddy, come on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he gets good, and it's like, all right, buddy. It's our fucking
Yeah,
guy.
profit.
We got a dog here. We got a dog here. And then Signetti is like referring to his team as, we got a bunch of dogs in here. Like, that's what he wants. It's like the team and the style in which he coaches and they play, basketball-wise, is exactly what they would hope for. So it's like even people that aren't football fans but are IU basketball fans can get behind what the hell he's doing. It's like a perfect storm, what's going on.
There's nothing better than when a guy talks shit and then backs it up. It is awesome. I mean, because there's so many times where it fails, but this is just awesome when you just back it up.
And he's old school. Think about Bob Knight and how he used to talk to the media and how he used to operate. Vastly different than Sig. But there are some old school similarities that kind of carry between the two. And it's like, that's what IU, like, that is. If he keeps winning, that money will keep going in.
He's gonna.
They got some money coming out of Indiana. Obviously, Cuban is a graduate there, multiple billionaire, but there's others that are putting money in there, and it's like they've always had basketball. Upgrades to the uniforms, basketball. Upgrades to this. It's like.
Speaking of Indiana, we got Colts Texans. Saddest of the last one of the year. It's already the second one. Saddest so early.
Gonna be a good one.
Big game this weekend.
Yeah, and potentially that's why the game went the way it did against the Dolphins, because it was kind of a trap game, because we're looking ahead to the Texans.
Sure.
But Colts were able to take care of business.
AR's undefeated in Houston.
Yeah, and on the
Why do you have to look ahead to the Texans? That means they're in front of you, doesn't it? Yeah, that does.
Yeah, on the calendar, actually.
For now.
On the calendar, it fucking was ahead.
Yeah. No, on the standings also.
For now.
Well, it's been a long decade with you guys potentially
find
being
out.
above us on the stand.
One game out.
That's right. We win this one. Whole
Gonna
different
have to
conversation.
throw for more than 86 yards, brother.
Yeah, what's going on? Is everything okay down there? Is Slowick losing it?
It's fine. It's all fine.
DeForest might be back.
We got to tighten up the end of game situation. That's all. We just got to tighten up the end of the game.
Oh, DeForest Buckner's
Big
playing?
99.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this is. You guys are going to play in an actual loud stadium. I'm really looking forward to it for your players. It'll be a lot of fun.
I don't know if you heard, there was 2 ejections this past weekend.
Yeah, neither for fighting.
What were they for?
Just for being loud.
Being loud.
Too
Too
loud.
loud.
That sounds about right for your stadium. We don't like that. Too loud. Too loud. Put the fireplaces back on.
No,
Calm these
that's
people
not
down.
what happened.
Calm these
That's
people
not
down.
what happened.
I
It
think
was
they might
not-
have turned Jim's mic off.
That could be what the case.
can't do that.
Did you know he had an open mic at that stadium?
Who did?
Jim Irsay.
Oh boy.
Is
I
there-
didn't see
Oh,
this. I
boy.
want to.
Oh yeah, you meant. Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you
want
meant?
to see it.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what was said.
He was running ad libs for Dallas Clark's speech at halftime. Giving a couple little, and then
Great player.
Yeah, absolutely team player. They need to do that for the whole game. And the atmosphere in the Loud House has been different this year. I think the reason is because they feel like this team could go. AR and CJ Stroud didn't play great, obviously, this past week against Packers. And is there a blueprint now? That Gus Bradley is potentially gonna follow.
Gus.
Gus? Yeah, I was going to say. Packers defense, Colts defense are 2 different horses there. So let's.
Joe Mixon had like 150 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
what
Well,
are you
we're
talking
gonna
about?
stop that. Obviously,
That's okay.
We can do it
That's
different
okay when
ways.
your Lord and Savior's throwing for 86 yards, pal. Okay, they were horse shit on 3rd down. Packers won. You can let a running back eat a little bit if the quarterback can't throw the football. Okay,
You get 2 picks early, too.
One-dimensional. One-dimensional.
Get 2 picks early, and what happens?
Doesn't matter.
JJ, don't turn your back on Wisconsin. Either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you were from the great state of Wisconsin, JJ.
Jage?
I am from the great state of Wisconsin.
So you don't respect what's going on with the Packers and what their defense has been able to do, especially after the last few years of what that team's been going through, defensive side of the ball, the fan base, and what they've had to experience?
I absolutely respect it. But if you're asking me to pick one over the other, it's the team I played 10 years for.
Okay, so there's
No loyalty.
Yeah.
we can't take anything you're saying serious.
Sounds like it.
That's crazy.
I tried to play up there in Green Bay.
No, we wanted you. We want you.
No,
When?
Come back and play now then.
They got still available. Eventually.
Try harder.
I tried. That would have been sweet.
Curly
That would've been
Lambeau.
sweet. I mean,
loved
Lambeau's the coolest. Lambeau is the best field, and it's so cool. That
I
place
agree.
is awesome.
I agree, it's cool, but that tells me you play Houston for so long. It's not the Loud House, because anybody that plays at Lucas Oil says this is the coolest place to play. Speaking of that, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans that have come, or Dallas Cowboys players that have moved on from the Dallas Cowboys and are playing at a different place. And they spoke to Kalen Kaler, who writes for ESPN now, about it. And we have chatted about this on this particular program whenever we learned of this happening, we were all kind of gobsmacked, if you will.
Truly.
So Jerry Jones sells tours in the facility. Only team in the NFL that allows tours of the facility while the team is working. So everybody obviously has stadium tours, and you talk about the Green Bay and Lambeau. I love that place. Whenever I say Loud House is better than Lambeau, obviously, that is a part of history. But they have tours, they have a museum and everything like that. But nobody's just walking around the facility. For instance, a part of that story said Dak Prescott was just walking into the locker room 3 feet away, and there was an entire tour about to begin 5 feet from Dak Prescott on a Wednesday, just coming in trying to do that. No other team has to deal with ceiling to floor, double-sided glass outside the weight room, tours walking by while players are getting a lift on a Thursday for a game. And one of the guys actually said, yeah, it's nice not to have somebody, Ben Danuch. Danuch came out and said, you know, every once in a while there'd be somebody walking around, by while you're getting a lift on, and they would knock on the glass and basically say, like, do a trick. And he was like, okay, so you're like a zoo animal, you know, as a Dallas Cowboy. Yeah. During the season, meeting rooms, people walking by, weight room, people walking by, outside of everything, cafeteria, walking by. There's a perch that they can buy tickets to watch practice, VIP, like kind of a lounge to watch practice. It's like, I was very flabbergasted by that when I heard about it. I'm like, no wonder they don't win. How do you feel about it, Jage? And how would you feel if while you're in there, you know, doing your thing, Ted from corporate has his group of friends in from Applebee's, and they want to see you do it. Hey, do a kick flip with this thing. How would you feel about all of it, Jage?
I don't have to do a hypothetical for you. I can tell you because during Hurricane Harvey, we were diverted and we landed in Dallas and we had to practice there for an entire week. So we practiced at the Star for a whole week. And first thing I will say about it, the facilities are incredible. I mean, they are literally top notch. I mean, everything is the food, the cafeterias, the building, it is all unbelievable. Very, very nice. But everything that I'm hearing there, absolutely true. Like it feels like you're in a full-blown mall complex. Like there's looks like a hotel on the side with conference rooms and hotel rooms and everything. Like, to me, just logistically, every NFL team is trying to guard their practice field so nobody can see it. They're putting up big walls and everything around it. I've never seen somebody construct a glass structure right next to it, basically saying, hey, come watch our practices every day. Blows my mind. In the cafeteria, we were eating food. Maybe it was just because we were guests and it wasn't actually ours, but we're eating food around dozens and dozens of other people. No idea who they are, obviously.
In the cafeteria?
That was interesting. Yeah, and there's that one. I don't want to like. It could have been maybe we were in a different cafeteria because
eating lunch with the Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
that's a good. That's a good ticket price.
$2 grand for that.
Get to see them work out and eat with them. Protein.
I've never had a helicopter land on our practice field in my life. That is a wild thing. Actually, during practice, when I saw that video, that's new. That's different.
Hey, how do you think Big Mike handles all this? He knew this going in, you think?
He had.
I think anybody going in knows. Sorry,
I don't think he knew. No, sorry, but I think about that too. When I hear this, I think how Big Mike, because Green Bay is the exact opposite of that. To where like I didn't take my family in the locker room until my 9th season there. Like my 9th year is when I finally like took them and toured the thing, just because it was like it's like a sanctuary. Like this is our spot. We don't bring outsiders in here.
That's what every ex-player in the article that went somewhere else like. It's nice that it's just ball here. Like I'm allowed to just work, you know. And I think some people have to be Dallas Cowboys. You know, to be Dallas Cowboys, you have to have a certain mindset to understand that it is a show and it is a business and it is a spectacle, and they operate different than everybody else. And they're the most valuable franchise in the world. So congratulations to Jerry for thinking of something that could potentially cost you success, but certainly is a cash maker. It actually makes $10 million a year, they're saying, these tours of the practice facility. Okay. And 50% of that has to be shared due to revenue sharing, CBA agreement with the players, because it is stadium facility tour. Now, they're the only one that does practice facility tours. So 50% of that will go into the revenue sharing, but then 50% of that goes into player salary cap stuff. And it's $80,000 a team basically, is what that 25% of 10 million divided by 32. So it's $80,000 a team is getting that, and then he is able to keep everything else pretty much that he's made there from a business perspective. So it does help the salary cap. Now the salary cap is hundreds of millions of dollars at this point, and there's an added extra 80 grand each one of them from this. But that's kind of the angle the Cowboys get. We're just trying to make more money for the players. Money for us is good.
It's the same thing as playing at their stadium, though. Like, their stadium is the exact same as that. I mean, you're playing in a beautiful structure, incredible stadium, all different things going on. But you feel like you are an exhibit at a much bigger circus. Like, there are just 100 things going on. They have those dancers up there in the Miller Lite section. They have a concert going on at one. You're walking through the tunnel and you're going through a bar with people drinking and eating chicken wings. Like, it's the game does not feel like it is the most important part of the day there. It just feels like you are one aspect of a much larger entertainment thing, as opposed to other stadiums where the game is the only thing going on. It's an interesting place to play for sure. And we always talk like the sun coming in through those windows in the end zones. Like, if you're building a stadium to win football games, generally you're not going to blind your quarterback with sun coming through.
So when a Jerry talks, we just have to understand that he's a showman. Okay, he's a businessman and a showman. So him telling radio show hosts, I could fucking fire you if they start asking questions about stuff that isn't the show. That's just part of the show, baby.
That's right.
That's just a little bit more gimmick. When he's doing a draft from a 100-foot yacht or whatever it was, that's just gimmick, baby. It's part of the show. Welcome to the show. I think it's going to be tough to win a Super Bowl, though, whenever there's a lot of other teams that aren't worried about the show. Yeah. We're trying to make the steak.
Worried about ball.
They said you could rent the team meeting room for your fantasy draft or something. I guess if the timeline. I've never heard that anywhere.
Well, I want the Cowboys to have a team meeting while I rent the team meeting.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a price. I'm sure next year look for a bump.
Everything's got a price.
Yeah, $10.25 million next year is what it made. What'd that come from? Well, I actually was part of a team meeting for the entire week.
He saw that USC run out of the tunnel thing and was like, that's a good idea. We can charge something for people to run out the tunnel with us.
Oh, my God. There's going to be so many Cowboy fans.
That was awesome.
That has to end, right? I mean, now that kind of came out, that has to end.
Oh, you think they trip on purpose?
No, the Penn State player, the Penn State fan paid to run out with the USC team.
No, what happened?
Full Penn State gear.
So all USC fans, and there's one Penn State fan that paid the money to run out, and he's like leading Penn State onto the field at USC. Come on, boys! Come on!
How much was it? That went to NIL, I assume?
It's like
$1,500. $1,500.
What a play.
Well spent. You got to sign your life away, too, I bet, because if you trip and fall and snap your leg, they don't want to be liable.
Well, I was thinking worse, like a Penn State, not that Penn State would ever do something like this, especially not a Nittany Lion alum or whatever, but you trip and fall, cause quite a commotion, maybe get an ankle before the game even starts. Come on, boys.
It's amazing.
Come on, boys. Who's this guy with?
He doesn't even have any credentials.
Your former teammates at Cush.
Look at all these people.
It's pretty jacked, that guy.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, you have no idea what those people are going to do. Somebody could literally come and just wipe out your star player's knee. You have no idea.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, but if you get a chance to get some people on the field and they want to pay $1,300, we can definitely get a running back next year with this.
Yeah.
We call the run out fee the running back fee. That's what we call it in New.
Kids having the time.
Why is that person dragging the Penn State flag? Is there no sense of pride?
Unbelievable.
Let's go, boys. This is realtor Jordan Mott. Come on, yeah. We're doing it. Is that lady with him, you think?
No.
He's chugging it, too. He's going. Slow down, man, or get your money's worth.
Yeah, get in front of the team a little bit. Did James Franklin give him a game ball?
FaceTimed him. I saw the video.
Did he really?
James FaceTimed him.
What do you say? Good work. You really set the tone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what we're going to do the entire first half that you run the boys onto the field? We're going to try to throw it and run gimmick plays when USC can't stop the fucking run.
Yep.
That's literally what the
Genius.
story.
It was genius.
Why are they doing that? What's the deal?
I'm not sure, but they figured it out in the second half.
They certainly
Hey,
did.
Q, I've never been to State College. Would love the opportunity someday. Seems like an unbelievable place to play.
Let's go.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
But I've heard all these things about the airport situation. Can you just walk us through that quick? Because I don't fully understand.
In terms of you talking about like the small runway?
Excuse me.
Like they were saying, saying they can't fly places.
Yeah, so like anything over basically half the country, that we literally had to take a bus to Harrisburg and fly out.
See, Jage brought that up to hurt you guys in recruiting.
Yeah.
That's what he just did.
It's okay.
That's what Jage just
okay.
did. Any guys
Everybody
teetering
knows
on Wisconsin or Penn State, just know We got long enough runways.
I'll take down 2 programs in one day. I'll take down from K-Fan Penn State all in one day. Don't worry. Just get them to fester from the inside out.
We'll just get them to watch the
Can't even get an
game.
airport. Can't even get an airplane into their college, guys.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
this is kind of
Mom and Dad will really love flying in there.
Okay. Jeez. Jage. Happy Valley is a great football town.
Great town.
With that being said, why don't they fucking just lengthen the runway? I'm so confused by this. Green Bay had the same issue, remember?
Yeah, going to Brazil.
I don't think we'll be able to get to Brazil because the runways aren't long enough for the big enough plane that we would need to have enough gas to be able to carry everything to get all the way to Brazil. So we're going to have to go to another airport to be able to get there. It's like, aren't you guys...
That one's not as crazy. Like, why do we need planes going from Green Bay to Brazil?
Green Bay makes...
Happy Valley to USC, that's a flight that should be able to be made.
Concur. But also, if you're making hundreds of millions of dollars and you don't have an owner and you've already bought up everything, can you not just buy the land to extend the fucking runway so we don't even have that question? It's like Penn State. Can we not just buy the land to extend their runway? How easy is that? I've thought about that numerous times, flying in and out of places. It's like somebody should just buy this. For instance, the place I fly out of, the runways, if the weather's bad, can't land there. Got to land at Indianapolis International, which is
a hike.
Complete opposite side. And then there's like a little bit of land next to the airport. I'm like, obviously, as I'm flying over it and going to the other side of the city, I am thinking, this can't fucking happen again. Why don't we just buy the land, and then how long does it take? And if we want to put a fence just so it's, just our particular operation, if people want to call for me to open the gate,
sure,
I'll do that for them. Why hasn't Penn State done that? Why has this been a problem for so long, and you guys are able to build everything? How come that hasn't happened?
It's a great question. When you do it here in Indy, let me know, and we can figure this out.
Penn State should be able to figure that out. And
no other program on the planet, I don't think, is talking about unclogging toilets at the beginning of the show and talking about where the private planes are landing and why they can't land on bigger runways at the end of the show. What a show.
Might be the only show, too, that buys land to extend runways.
Hell yeah.
To make
with Dude Wipes money. Yeah, with Dude Wipes money.
I don't know if Dude Wipes is the proper one. Maybe a Ram truck. Might do a Ram truck.
Big Ram truck fan.
Well,
Big Ram
truck, you extend that runway a little bit, actually, it can pull the plane.
That's right.
Plane doesn't even have to use its own engine because that 2500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram will be able to pull it to a speed where it'll be able to take off enough it won't even have to use its own jet. We just need a little longer runway, you see. So that would be the pitch. And I don't know if we'd be able to get it or not, but Penn State, come on, we're in the middle of a good time.
We are.
12-team playoff. Can't let Wisconsin.
No. Need a win this week to get to next week.
What do we got? I got 2 games. I got one with UAQ. I got one with you, Pat. Come on, let's. We got to be able to come up with something.
Okay, you can't.
I don't know what. At the time, I came into that with. It sounded like I had an idea, and I don't. So that was dumb.
No, but you did have the beginning of an idea, which is where all great ideas begin.
That's right.
Bad ideas too, though.
Yeah, true.
But we'll figure something out. We'll FaceTime you cold over the next 2 days.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Come back, play for the Colts. If the Colts win.
They have. I mean, I love their D-line coach. Big fan of their D-line coach. Love him. And I like Steichen a lot. Talked to him this summer.
So
what are you saying to him? Let's fucking not talk to our coach, maybe.
No, I like him. He's great. Seems like a really good guy. You like him?
Love him. I love Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Seems like a great dude.
We worry about him.
With situations. A lot of situations. Dan Orlovsky was on TV yesterday saying Colts are better with Joe Flacco. Said that on TV yesterday.
Yeah.
Is he wrong?
Just put out another video.
Not the craziest statement ever.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But like the statement in itself now creates Shane Steichen to be in another. Shane Steichen started his entire tenure here with Jonathan Taylor wearing a hoodie at every single practice saying, I'm not playing. Best player. We got a rookie quarterback and our best player, new coach, saying, we're going to have to handle this before I do anything. Shane Steichen navigated it. Jonathan Taylor back, playing great football. That's good. This situation now with Joe Flacco playing great football, Anthony Richardson being the future. But does the future matter if your ass is going to get fired if the team doesn't win? Like, that's a whole... Shane Steichen has navigated it beautifully. I'm a big fan of Shane Steichen, the way he's handled it, personally.
I agree. I don't think it's an easy situation at all. There's literally a reason teams don't bring in Joe Flacco because they know he's going to play good and create issues.
But why don't you bring? Not us. AR's winning.
Yeah.
We want AR to continue to win.
It's a tough thing. Like, you get into a game. Like, let's say Sunday, you get down by 14 and it's halftime and it hasn't gone well. Like, are some guys in the locker room going like, "Hey, make the call, man. Make the call. Switch it." I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, that's a realistic conversation. That's exactly why
Bluebirds were
Cleveland
out
didn't
of
want
it on Sunday.
There was some.
They were. The sweet next to us. They were saying, "Get Joe ready."
There was a couple Flacco chants brewing around, but that's because Colts fans are good fans, want to show their appreciation to Joe Flacco for what he had done. But let's all remember that at the end, whenever the Colts won, Anthony Richardson was quarterback that got the win. And
You also got to look at the dangers of that, because you look at the Steelers at halftime, it was like, oh man, we got to go back to Fields. We got to go back to Fields. Now all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Russ is the greatest. So it's like, that's the toughest part when you have two quarterbacks, is that it's like quarter by quarter, drive by drive, where everybody makes the decision on who should be playing.
And Shane Steichen is staying the course.
That's right.
And when the games get later in the season, we'll see how everybody's playing, see where the Colts are sitting, and then hopefully it'll be reevaluated. But for the good of the future of the Colts franchise, we need to get Anthony Richardson some more snaps.
Amen.
That's what we
Future
need.
for sure.
Agreed.
Now,
I mean, you go 0-2 against the Texans, and 3-4 games back after Sunday?
all right. We win. Where are we, bub?
Boom.
It doesn't even cross my mind. It's a possibility.
Oh, you're talking about being down 14 at halftime? That didn't even cross my mind as a possibility, pal. Okay. Defoe's back. You're out of your mind, ladies and gentlemen. JJ Watt.
Yeah, Jage.
All right, Jage. All right, Age. All right, Acuse. D-Butch talks at table. Hammer. Dahn. Tone Diggs. On the other side, we're going to get smarter. We're going to learn about the trenches. We got talking points coming out of Week 7 from AQ Shipley. We got top 5 performing offensive lines from Week 7 from AQ Shipley. We got a lot of great shit happening on the other side. And I'm sure there's going to be some more breaking news. That's what football and sports are doing to us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. More messages from a lot of basketball people saying, hey, I'll come on the program.
Love that.
Oh, good.
Big name people. Big name people.
What do they rhyme with? The name.
White chocolate.
I've not got a text from White Chocolate. I'd be so happy, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's been thinking of people.
You should have seen him.
Oh, yeah.
NBA
Randy.
Twitter. NBA Twitter's electric.
Electric.
Best in the league.
That's the platform. NBA needs to, and I'm sure they already have it figured out. Everybody has everything figured out. NBA on X. Most entertaining place for any sport. And when things happen, NBA Twitter, that is not the name of it. But
you get
for now on, that's what everybody's saying. And I don't need to be the one. Even though I've been on Twitter a long time, anytime I got dropped into NBA Twitter, it was always a great ride.
Yeah.
It was a great ride. Good times. That is the best part of Twitter. In NBA Twitter, during NBA, is fantastic. That's where there should be a little bit more emphasis on, like, linear ratings, they are what they are. But on X, they run it.
Crush.
And it is, it's awesome to watch. I learned so much on there. We'll drop a video with Shams, he'll say something. And then obviously I'll learn about something else that happened. And then I'll learn of a new way to phrase a joke.
Sure.
And a new way to say something about somebody that I had never, has always been there seemingly.
Yep.
But boy, it just comes out. And then you just take that ride from one tweet to the next in there. And it is a non-stop, wow. The brain power over here is so good. And that's NBA football, baby.
Yes, it is.
And I hope they know that.
They do.
A lot of names. I just want to start rattling them off, but I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No. Keep them secret.
Mitch Mall rhymes with.
Okay.
Was like, hey, yeah, anytime. It's like, don't you kind of run the league? Rich Paul?
Oh. Is it Paul Wall?
No, Mitch Mall.
Mitch Mall.
Rich Paul? He kind of like runs the league, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you need somebody, come on. It's like, I didn't know I could text you like that. We will cold FaceTime you. And it feels like that's happening. This is good for a program. This is a good day for a program. We just got better today.
Awesome.
And we're going to get better on the other side, aren't we?
Hell yeah.
Especially if this ball goes in. All right. So the end of this show is going to suck, but it will happen on the other side.
Okay.
Be your friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Take 5. For you? Did you know you would be good in front office? Did you know that this was going to be something you would succeed at?
I didn't know I'd be good at it. I didn't even know I'd be doing it. It's an interesting story as to how I ended up here. I ask myself that often. Way back when I was a kid, I did love like the NFL draft. My dad used to pull me out of school. Out of half day, he'd come pick me up at lunch. We'd go watch the draft. So I loved that. Throughout my career, I'd piss my wife off by not only watching round 1 through 3, but then watching round 7. And I'm filling out sheets. And I think the thing that probably piqued my interest, I was living in Denver. After I got done playing there, I'd become friendly with Elway. We played some golf together and he looked out for me. We had the same high school coach. We went to Stanford, played football, baseball, same fraternity. That was like the poster on my wall. But Elway took the leap at the Broncos. And in his first year, he said, Johnny, you know, I'm keeping a lot of the scouts, but I don't know them. I love the way you think about football. Could you watch the safeties this year and write some reports? And so I did that for him. Remember, it was the year of like Mark Barron and Harrison Smith. And I took a lot of pride in, I had no idea how scouts did things, but I just watched it like I would watch film. And I sat there at the computer and wrote some reports. And Elway was blown away with like the detail. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. The next year, he says, that was awesome, Johnny. Why don't you do the DBs? So I did the entire DBs. I added the corners. The next year, he invites me in for their draft process. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of time. I went to Indy. I went to the combine with the Broncos that year. So that started piquing my interest. Long after that, there was a guy who ended up bidding for the Carolina Panthers, and he didn't get the team. Tepper got it. But there was another gentleman by the name of Ben Navarro, and I worked with his brother at Fox. And he one time asked if he could meet with me, and out of the blue asked me if I would run his team if he got the Panthers. And I said, really? Are you serious? And he asked me to kind of put together a vision statement for how I would run a team. And so I spent a couple weeks doing that. I met with him. And from that point forward, I kind of just said, if the right scenario ever came about, this might be something I want to do. I was missing like competition. I was missing scoreboard. I was missing the wins, the losses, all of that. Out of nowhere, something was keeping me up at night one year. I didn't even know what it was. And my wife said, something's on your mind. I know you when you're acting like this, you can't sleep. And I had done a bunch of Falcon games that year, and Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. It's the year they went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and I heard something like Kyle Shanahan's going to get this Niners job, and that's the one he wants. But somebody said he's struggling to find a GM he wants to work with, and so something was on my mind. I had done a bunch of Kyle's games that year, and I gave him a cold call, and I just said, hey, dude, I want to thank you for all the time you've given me all year in these production meetings. I heard something that you're struggling to find a GM, and he goes, I am, man, it's killing me. I think I am going to take that Niners job. And he goes, why are you asking? And I said, well, consider me. I don't even know if I do it, but just think about that and see what you think. And his first question, he's like, dude, why would you do that? You got a great job. You got a great life. Like, why would you even consider doing that? I said, you go play your games. He did. He called back and he said, man, I can't stop thinking about what you said to me. Would you do that? And I want you to come meet this dude named Jed. Well, that dude named Jed was our owner here, Jed York. Came and met Jed. We flew cross country to Atlanta. I was offered the job on that flight. We meet with Kyle and the whole thing's wrapped up. I hadn't even talked to my wife or family yet. It all moved kind of fast, and here we are 8 years later. So sorry for the long story.
No.
No.
I'm hoping we get 3 or 4 more of those. That was phenomenal. Hey, thank you for blessing us with that information. And also, shout out to you being somebody taking initiative and being like, you know what? Yeah, this is something I want. And diving right in and being prepared and knowing that you're...
Hello and welcome to the special investigative report. Much has been made in the media world on the life and charitable donations of the man Pat McAfee, especially lately with the rise of the ever-popular Pat McAfee Show, a show that in his own words, stinks. We thought it privy to dive into the inner workings and machinations of this tiny business, this small regional show that has reached international discourse. We sat down with the suit himself, Bruce Brown, to figure out what, where, when, why, and how they're able to give away so much money to the viewers of this incredible program.
So yeah, when you enter a Pat McAfee Show giveaway, essentially, the entire hashtag will be downloaded into an Excel file, and the winners will be randomized within that. And then we do a quick scumbag check, basically click on the profile and make sure, you aren't a robot or blocked by Pat. and then it'll be transferred over to Dirty Gertie, who creates the Winner Wednesday graphic, which then runs on the show each Wednesday in a commercial break. If you win over $599, we're going to need your email, or you can email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. If it's under $599, all we need is the easiest way to pay you digitally. And if you win merch, obviously we need your size, address, and what you want from the store. Usually I'll just reply to you on Twitter. If you have any questions about any giveaway, whether it's cash that you either are waiting on or merch, yeah, you can just reach out to me on Twitter or email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. Please give us about 1 to 2 weeks to sort out your prize. That's typically how long it takes. But again, if you have any questions, just reach out to us.
We reached out to PMI's money man himself, CFO Phil, for an on-camera interview. Regretfully, he declined the segment, but he did give us the salacious, juicy details.
In an email correspondence, CFO Phil replied, over $4.5 million has been given away in giveaways year to date. Too much money. There you have it. Over $4.5 million given away, a pissed off CFO, and a show that quote unquote stinks. Good night, good morrow, good luck, and good fortunes.
Probably the most interesting trade was the Randy Moss trade. After the draft, the first day of the draft, we've been trying to trade for Randy Moss for 2 months, all like childbirth. I mean, it took forever. After the first day of the draft, I talked to Mr. Davis. I said, are we going to make a deal or not? And he said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it for your 4th. And I think we were picking like 7th in the 4th round. I said, well, we got to get the guy in for a physical. We can't take his contract. We're going to have to renegotiate his contract. And Mr. Davis said, well, that's your problem. If you want to trade for him, then you get it done. I said, all right. I call up Randy. Hey, Randy, it's Coach Belichick. Boom. Hangs up the phone. What? Let me try this again. Randy, it's Coach Belichick. Who is this? Who's pranking me? Who is this? Bam. Hangs up the phone. Randy, this is Coach Belichick. We traded for you. What? Is this a joke? This better not be a joke. Who is this? No. This is, all right. Really? I said, yeah, but look, we got to get this done by tomorrow at noon. He goes, all right, what do I need to do? I said, you need to come up, take a physical, and we need to renegotiate your contract. It's by noon? Yeah. He goes, well, I'm in Houston now, but I got a plane. I'll be there. Nice. He flies, and he's there at 8 o'clock in the morning, comes in and takes the physical. You know, the old...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Make sure he's
alive. Okay, you're good. Renegotiate the contract. We're done at 10 o'clock. And first thing he says to me is, where's the playbook? Oh, that's awesome. I said, right here. He said, okay, because when I walk out there with the first team with Brady, I got to know all the plays. I can't go out there and make mental errors and screw up. I got to know this offense. And he was smart, man. This guy was smart. On this post-safety coverage, what are you going to do? He goes, Coach, you ain't going to see any post-safety coverage against me. Like, oh. He goes, you're going to see cover 2. We haven't seen cover 2 in years. years. He's like, you're going to see cover 2. And he was right. And then he would say, well, here's how I'd run this route. Here's how I'd run that route. And I started thinking, like, we got to start giving Randy some routes. We're running this, and they play cover 2. How we can move him into the slot. He's like, move me into the slot. I said, yeah, so you can get in the middle and cover 2. He's like, all right, good. 25 touchdowns.
So many.
Yeah.
Opens up the running game, too.
But I'm telling you, it was Randy, come on, man. I'm trying to.
Hey, look it.
From Wee-Man! He learned something from Brock. And Wee-Man back in the ring. He's stalking Sammy. Listen to this place. Oh, to the kneecap. Wee-Man so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Wee-Man body slamming Sami Zayn. Wee-Man used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
Jalen Milroe often wears his own branded apparel reading LANK across the front. It's an acronym that stands for Let a Naysayer Know. Being told by his former offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien.
That is not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his lead. That's all right. I just keep going.
You almost lost me. It got real tight up here as you were. I just want to let you know.
Reese, you were too smooth with that. I thought it was going down. I thought it was going down out here. I looked over at
Oh, sorry about it. Let a naysayer know.
Let a
naysayer know. That's what we thought the whole time. That's what we all thought.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our spooky, humble abode, the Thunderdome. It's Wednesday. Hour 3 starts now. It's a spooky time of year. That's AJ Hawk. AJ, I know you're feeling extra spooky after that estate Halloween havoc hell of a party you had this past weekend on those 17 acres, 30,000 square foot spooky mansion you have over there in Ohio.
Yeah, I think you may be, overselling it a bit, but I can't wait to watch AQ do this whole segment in this tone.
Classic.
That's
what he does.
Yeah. It's actually 35,000 square feet.
Yeah, fool.
His house is so big.
Massive.
My wife and I got a chance to stay in a wing. You know how they say that?
Oh, yeah. The morgue wing.
Like, hey, I'm going to give away this.
There it is.
This is his house. He lives in Ohio.
Wow.
Pool. Neighbors on each other.
I don't think that's mine.
What? That's not yours?
Is that a pool over there to the left? What is that?
Yeah,
It's a pond. Pool, hot tub.
That's Sig's house?
That is not Sig's house. That is not AJ's house. That is somebody else's house that has certainly been drawn into a couple of despicable stories throughout our society's history over there in Ohio. That's AJ Hawk. Happy Halloween season, everybody.
Happy Halloween. Yep.
Talk Staples here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler's here. Looking so cool.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. You too.
The hat matches the shirt.
Appreciate you.
Good accessorizing. I seen you guys were hiding from competition yesterday once you become champions.
Who's that?
Oh.
You guys aren't fighting champions.
I wasn't
Did you see
hiding.
that, Foxy?
Oh, yeah, I noticed it. I was ready to go, too.
AJ, did you hear about this? Darius O'Connor beat me and Foxy in 33 with a phenomenal shooting performance. Phenomenal.
Yeah, very good.
And then now all of a sudden they can't be found. You know,
I thought there was a rematch. I thought a rematch was happening.
thank you. It was supposed to be best of 3 too. It was supposed to be best of 3 with the championship.
What happened?
Had I known everyone was going to be out of here at 5:15, I would have came back out of the court. I was working out.
Who was out of here at 5:15? Who was out of here at 5:15?
Your teammate.
What? Well, that's because he was told that there was going to be no game. Isn't that what you were told, Foxy?
Yeah, I actually thought Connor had left, so then it was like 5:30ish, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go out of here.
Yeah, and we almost just said we're champs because you guys didn't show up for a game. that was actually discussed.
You all see the parking lot.
You were on the Stairmaster. Nobody knew.
No, I couldn't do the Stairmaster. It was too hard yesterday.
What, you were on the
I was on the tread, yeah.
Hey, you've been getting after it, buddy. Every day. Connor, gets after it.
I had a couple sausage
I know.
egg McMuffins this morning.
That's
so
okay.
I have to.
Well, that's why
So-
you've earned those things. You've earned those sausage egg McMuffins.
In a way. It's very simple.
What's that?
Just that Stairmaster. You just step and step and step.
Yeah, but it makes you want to quit a lot.
Be careful what you
All
eat
the
from
time.
McDonald's, by the way. People were dying.
Let's talk about the quarter pounder with cheese announcement that hit everybody's algorithm at the same exact time. One day after I said, you can never go wrong.
It's the best pod for pod sandwich.
Quarter pounder with cheese. So direct. I was so exact. Didn't say McDonald's burgers. Said, listen, the quarter pounder with cheese. Not even the double quarter pounder with cheese, but seemingly is okay here. I don't know how that works. But the quarter pounder with cheese, okay, is the best burger of all time. It's going to show up for you every time. And I know people think McDonald's, oh, it's crap. It's not crap, actually. The reason why McDonald's is able to sustain the success that they've had for so long is because their shit tastes so good. The quarter pounder with cheese, though, stands above the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then literally, hey, people dying because of quarter pounder with cheeses. No, not just all McDonald's. No, quarter pounder with cheese is the problem. I guess it's potentially the onions. Is that what they're saying?
It's a word on the street.
Good news. I ordered mine with extra onions.
Okay.
Okay, that was really good. That was really good for me. Everything I read about it got me a little bit rattled. I'm gonna be honest, because I started doing the math in my head because they were saying it was in Colorado and I think Nebraska was in there, and then they had some other states popped up on the map. I'm like, I've been in a lot of states.
Yeah.
How many states did I late night go, you know what, I fucking need a quarter pounder with cheese right now? How many of them? I started doing the math. I thought maybe I had E. coli. Now they sell millions and millions of quarter pounders with cheese, but they put everybody on alert that loves this particular burger. You could be fucked. And that's how I feel right now.
Didn't you send one to Andy Reid earlier this year?
Oh, no.
Holy fuck.
Oh, no.
He's good.
Could have
He's
ruined the
good.
fucking season.
Missouri.
I
I
guess
mean,
the bacteria in his gut just chewed whatever negative thing there is, probably just chewed it up and spit it out. He probably had a pretty icky dump, but he's fine.
I don't know if E. coli works that way. Is that how?
It makes you poop because you're eating poop.
So what is E. coli?
It's poop particles.
So you're eating E. coli's poop?
Yes.
You gave Andy Reid a poop burger.
I did not.
And he loved every
And he
bite.
licked
No,
it up.
he did not.
Yeah, licked his fingies afterwards. Like,
Well, he did love it, obviously, because how good it is. There's no poop on
little
this
extra
particular.
seasoning on that one.
No, that is not what he was thinking.
Offense has been shit.
Whoa. Don't be blaming National Cheeseburger Day.
He might be thinking back, like, ever since I ate that quarter pounder, actually.
The timing of it's interesting, isn't it? The timing of it. Very fascinating.
I figured Tone doesn't, seeing who put the announcement out, I figured Tone already instantly didn't listen to this. If you look at that first tweet, according to who?
What are you? The CDC?
Oh, yeah, Tone's guy was out there, sir.
Tone's got some deep-seated issues with them.
What?
Is Fauci behind us?
That's not true.
Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. What are you talking about?
I had
over
no
there?
problem with the CDC. I think they do great work. They've done great work for a long time. It was one guy.
Okay.
How do you feel about Eminem, Tony?
One guy just besmirching my good name.
Okay.
What did Eminem do?
Well,
what did
there's
Eminem
M&M's right now. The peanut ones are coming full.
Are those
Yeah.
recalled?
I don't think so.
Peanut
I
butter
don't eat
ones
peanut
are good.
M&Ms, so
What's that, buddy?
I don't eat peanut M&Ms. I go with the peanut butter M&Ms or the ones that have the little pretzels in them.
Oh, the blue bag?
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Blue bag's good.
I'm a peanut M&M guy through and through.
Yeah, they're good.
The peanut butter ones, though, not bad either.
So good.
Those are hard to
mini
find. Are
M&Ms.
those always there? Are those always available?
Yes, they are not hard to find. You just got to
Okay.
look for them.
That's the red bag?
Red
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, we got pumpkin Reese's right now, too.
The pumpkin-shaped ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime they get into the cute and silly, silly shaped Reese's, it really starts. That's when they're really in their bag, if you will. And we got candy season right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the middle of candy season right now.
Big time.
Yeah, it's Halloween, brother. Jesus Christ. What type of Halloween party was over there?
Yeah, when's trick or treat for you guys?
Halloween.
No, it's always, sometimes it's on a weekend. It all depends. Yeah, so
Ours
if it's
is
the
on
31st,
Hall-
it's Thursday.
Ours is on Halloween.
Thursday night here in America.
Ours should be too.
Oh, it sounds like you want to take a stand.
Different counties have different days for trick or treat. Actually,
I agree. I understand that. I knew that because I think they slide to like a Friday or a Saturday or something mostly, don't they?
It's fucking Fauci's America.
no, trick or treat's always a weekday.
It moved it because of him. I see Tony's qualm now.
No, that is not what Tony was. I don't think anything about that. They did move to make it more
I tend to
convenient.
agree.
Okay, but they made it more convenient, didn't they? That's probably what they tried to do for people.
No, I mean, I think if the 31st is a Friday or Saturday or Sunday, they trick or treat's never one of those days.
That is
Always weekday.
so
Weekday trick or treat,
dumb.
always weekday. It should be a weekday. You don't want to waste a weekend and do that. Like it's always a weekday thing. You go to school, you get all juiced, you wear your costume.
That's a good point.
Trick or treat.
I know Fridays they always moved because of football.
Yeah, especially in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ohio, but that's on you guys. We would see.
I think football would trump trick or treat anywhere.
I can't wait. Not anywhere. Not anywhere. I don't think.
Yeah, some of those fat counties.
I can't wait for the trick. I can't wait for the trick or treating with the daughter. That has to be
It's awesome.
Do you guys all go out? No.
Yeah, my 8th grader though, she goes on. They don't really. Yeah, she's growing out of it almost. But her and her friends get together. But yeah, we take them. Yeah, it's awesome. Trick or treat's fun because all the adults they want to just feed you booze too. So like it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Are you a hit the street family, not a stay at house give out candy family?
Oh no, it's not fun staying there and your doorbell ringing every 4 seconds. No.
No, you got to post up outside. I think me and AQ.
Yeah.
Was it me and you or me and?
No, we did it.
It was me and you.
Yeah.
Me and AQ sat at the edge of the driveway.
That's right.
Good news. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Build a little fire, get you a little fire going, bring a boombox out.
Were we
there.
scaring people? I think we were.
No. We had Mountain Dew. We had
the big candy
we had
bars,
king
right?
size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything big.
Oh, yeah.
But then also offering up a Mountain Dew on the side for the caffeine, just because thought that was hilarious.
Let's rile 'em up.
And we were all the way at the end. Do you remember what?
Oh, yeah.
So the people that made the trip down, it wasn't everybody. So we were giving like 7 Mountain Dews to kids, and they were getting
Big
like
boy candy bars.
king size,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. That was a good time.
That was a great time.
They were having a blast.
The best.
The people that give out the big ones should be commended. You
Word
being
spreads quick too.
Yeah,
Word spreads
never-
very quick
never
when you're
doing
giving
that
out
again.
full size.
never doing it again.
Nope, at least not for a while. I did it last year, and these little sons of bitches. I mean, the fucking thing is gone within 10 minutes. Like, and it's like, all right, well, guess what? Now it's gone for the rest of the night. I'm not putting any other shit in here. I'd like to find a couple of those kids on my block who did that and beat the shit out of them.
Oh, did they take more than one? We're not talking about that. We're talking about giving out king size. You're talking about
I'm talking about putting out king size in a thing.
Yeah,
all
and
I
say,
take
oh,
my
you
daughter-
take one?
Yeah,
You can't do that. You can't do
yeah,
that.
no,
anywhere.
you can't. Like, I don't have like a bunch of like middle school, like it's young kids and their parents. You know, these fucking parents just hey, take a couple. No one's here. No one's looking.
No,
You need to
those
put the ring
parents-
cam.
You should have
Get 'em out
known
of there.
better. What were you doing?
Yeah, what are you talking about? That was an immediate. Okay, one for me, obviously.
Ty, you would have took the whole bat. Like,
Yeah, you just dump the whole basket into your bag.
Maybe.
Maybe. But guess what? I'm never doing it again. I might. You know what? I'm probably not even gonna put anything out this year. Keep the lights off too.
Yeah.
Don't come to my fucking house.
What?
I was
Yep.
disgusted. Disgusted. And there are a bunch of fucking rappers in my yard too. You know, you have the fucking decency to throw your garbage in my neighbor's yard.
No way.
Despicable.
All right.
Feels like you learned a lot about how your neighbors feel about you. I think.
No,
There's no respect.
It's these goddamn kids. These goddamn kids don't respect anybody these days.
Gross.
The sign clearly said one per person.
No, there was no sign. It's just like, you know.
Oh, then they weren't even breaking the rules.
No holds barred.
No, you got kids with their parents. You think their parents would have enough gall to be like, hey, take
You're right.
one. And,
That's right.
You know, it's like these kids. Yeah, you expect 8th graders to fucking just ravage that thing. Sure. A kid who's 6 years old, I expect his parents to be like, hey, you don't need to take 2. There's other kids that are going to be coming.
I want to let you know, 6-year-old me, pull.
Oh, my God.
King size, you said?
Yeah.
Man, we were getting dropped off in your neighborhood, and we were hitting that thing. And it was,
Well, and you circle back too. You could circle back, switch mask, switch costume, circle back and get 10 of them. That's what I would do.
especially, like a, almost like a mall cafeteria for the free samples. It
Yeah.
kind of hits. Yeah, your house is getting hit a few times by those kids because they might be able to sleep better at night. if they only take 2 at a time, and then we'll hit this house 3 more times, then you got 8 all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Might even hit you with a few eggs on the way out of there.
yeah, and toilet paper, maybe not even.
Nah, no one's doing that on my block. It's a fucking good development. But I tell you what, either no candy or I'm gonna put out like dots or some shit like that nobody.
Oh,
knows.
that's the right move.
Good call.
Yeah, candy
Dots
corn.
are good. Candy corn's
I
good.
like candy corn.
personally.
Yeah,
I think it got
My
kind
kids
of,
like it.
I'm not eating a lot of it. It's not like I'm going for candy.
Cold can of Pepsi. There was a house that gave cold cans of Pepsi. And
Yeah.
that was the greatest house.
I was
ever.
gonna say that'd be awesome. I would take that and rifle it through the person's window. Fucking ice cold Coca-Cola. Are you kidding me?
Come on.
Yeah,
Pepsi. Yes, I am.
What is this
Absolutely
bullshit?
Not because it's a can.
No.
That's going to be in your sack.
No,
strictly because
or
it's
an ice cold can of Coca-Cola, not fucking Pepsi.
Listen how mad he is about these kids taking his kids'
I-
size.
I-
And he's that's pissed about a Pepsi.
I had forgotten all about it, and like I am, like I'm boiling right now. That pissed me off so much because it's like then your doorbell rings the rest of the night. I mean, candy's gone within 10 minutes, and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have trick or treaters come for the next 2 hours, and I don't want to hear my fucking doorbell for the next hour and 50 minutes when there's nothing out there. It was just
So you got to act like you're not home.
Yeah, I did. Turn the lights out. But you,
Gotta
again,
hide.
you got 6 to 8 year olds that they don't give a shit. They'll ring your doorbell 100 times and parent, hey, maybe someone will come. Ring it 15, 16 more times. Go ahead. I understand his dog is going fucking ape shit right there, but just whatever. Like, he'll come eventually.
Dog saying, come in.
Yeah.
Keep knocking.
We got candy.
Happy Halloween, Ty.
Happy Halloween.
Yep.
Next Thursday, Halloween episode.
Oh.
Got a young baby that's going to be wanting to sleep too now.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, the Halloween
Oh, turn that
episodes
doorbell.
over the years have really delivered.
Yes, they have.
I believe this one's going to as well.
I can't wait.
Chuck Pagano will be in attendance.
Oh man,
he understands what's about to happen.
Gonna be a corpse again.
Come on.
Oh, it's Halloween. He has to dress up.
Yeah, another year of being a corpse, eh, Chuck?
What's your problem?
Just a layup of a costume.
He looked good though. He had good hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
good tan. He looks good. I think he's excited for the Halloween episode as well.
Just be some famous Italian.
Oh, maybe Chuck Pagano. Maybe he dresses up as Coach Chuck Pagano.
That'd be sweet.
Puts the hat on, the polo, the whole thing.
I could really rip him.
Maybe he makes a song.
Yeah, be a multi-platinum recording artist.
Yeah, could do that.
Well, I have heard some tracks he's working on, I guess.
Yeah, yep. Still a work in progress, I guess. Pretty good, though.
In the lab.
Chuck.
Yeah. You've heard it.
You've heard some of it.
Oh, my bad. Yes, I have. I stand corrected. Yep, that's Chuck. Chuck knows what he's doing. He's legit. He's
This guy. You're the best. All right. Speaking of the best, we got to find out who was the best offensive line from Week 7. Before we do that, we got to find out what the talking points should be, football-wise, after Week 7 as we head into Week 8 of this 18-week NFL season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Super Bowl champion A.Q. Shipley's talking point.
Here we go.
Okay, A.Q. I don't have the talking points, but Evan definitely does.
Yep, we got him.
Good.
Here we go. Jordan Love is a gunslinger. When you turn on the Green Bay Packers, you will see interceptions. Right, Ty? We've talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
You will also see, here's an interception right here. But here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to tell Jordan Love not to be Jordan Love. He is always trying to create a plays, and then you take away some of his magic. So you're going to get some of those. You are going to get some of those. But you're also going to get some of these.
Oh.
This, look left. Between two. Dart to Tucker Kraft. Unbelievable. This next play is not going to get talked about a lot. This is backed up 3rd and 27. 8 minutes left in the fourth. Got to get out of your own zone. Got to get something.
Mm-hmm.
And look what this. Now, if you watch this, if we can pause this here. Keep going.
We're at the when he catches
No, right there. If you see this, look where the DB is. He's trying to break and pick six this.
Jeez.
And he puts this outside of him, gets up to the, 14?
What a grab.
Unbelievable pass, only where he can catch it. If he's late or a little bit behind, that is pick six going the other way in a 2-point game and they probably lose this game.
And then Whelan, Daniel, the Irish lad, comes in and bombs one.
Completely flips the field.
Yep, exactly. Huge play. Not going to get talked about.
Not going to get talked about, but he is an absolute gunslinger, and you have to let him be him because he's going to give you magic over and over and over again. Will he throw it away to the other team sometimes? Absolutely.
Yes,
but he's
sometimes you got to live by the sword, die by the sword, right?
That's right.
That's kind of conversation.
That's it.
Utmost confidence in Jordan Love being more positive than negative. Remember, this was kind of a Josh Allen convo for a while, right? Because he led the NFL in touchdowns, and he also led the NFL at one point in turnovers, and he was kind of risky with the ball. And then you ask Brandon Beane or McDermott about it, and they're like, we trust Josh Allen to just do Josh Allen stuff. That's how Packers fans already feel. It feels like with Jordan Love.
Yeah, because very rarely are you having like a 1 touchdown, 3 interception game. Like most of the times, if he is throwing 2 picks, like he's throwing 4 touchdowns too. So you kind of take the bad with the good.
How's defense feel about this, AJ? How's defense normally react knowing that your quarterback is a gunslinger in the old-fashioned sense of the word?
Yeah, I mean, I played. Brett Favre was the starter for 2 years when I was in Green Bay. He is the gunslinger. So, yeah, sometimes that would happen. But honestly, you were always okay with it because you'll take the good. Like, this dude he might throw 5 touchdowns a night. So it's fine. Like, I think usually defenses, as long as it doesn't happen like week in and week out, we're good to go.
How do teammates, DBs, feel in practice playing against a guy like Jordan Love?
I mean, you love it. You love a guy who you got to cover the whole field. And now, as a defender playing against those guys, too, you love that, too, because you know you're going to get 2 or 3 opportunities. Patrick Mahomes, over the years, he's going to give teams opportunities. Seems like now guys are actually catching it. But, yeah. But once again, you take the good with the bad if you're on that player's team. Like, you throw a pick, all right, we go out here and get a stop and get you one in. To the point, Green Bay's defense, they have been turning the ball over a bunch this year. So it's a good little formula they got cooking over there right now.
You love it?
Yeah, I really do. Like, they're so fun to watch. And it's stressful at times because it like a couple weeks it's happened where like they'll have turnovers like the first couple possessions and they kind of get behind the 8 ball a little bit. But then like last week, like they came out, did what they had to do in the second half, like and you know that he is going to, like, for as many bonehead interceptions as he throws, he's going to have a couple of those touchdown passes like he had to Tucker Kraft, and there was one to Dontavian Wicks where it's like, holy shit, like one of 5 guys in the NFL can make that pass.
And you guys are calloused.
Yeah.
You have to go through it a little bit.
Exactly.
You know how you respond to adversity. Jordan Love seemingly is unflappable.
There's a lot of quarterbacks in this league that are doing this, whether it's running or passing. It's the same thing you get with Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels. Like, let them get out and create plays and run. Now, you might take a sack for 15, but you're also going to get 44 down the sideline for a touchdown with Kyler, too.
Drake May.
Bingo.
Drake May's about to get loose. I don't think he's going to have a gunslinger mentality. You think he is or no?
I hope not, just because watching the Packers, it is like
stressful.
Up and down. Oh, my God, I couldn't imagine. But I do believe that he can make some of those absurd throws. But like that ball to Dontavian Wicks on the sideline in the corner, like it wasn't the exact same ball, but the one to Booty was very similar, where it's just in a bucket. Like it is perfectly placed. So hopefully Drake May can get
I like guys who are confident enough to play free. You know, and also LaFleur is a big part of that.
Yeah,
because he's telling him,
"Yep,
keep shooting your shot, brother."
You're gonna get it from Jameis too. In Cleveland, now that he's the starter.
Well, he can see now, though. You know,
that's right.
That's right.
It's the first time.
Gunslinger.
Yeah, he'll throw it into a few.
He doesn't care.
Well, he does care.
Yeah.
The teammates, James, you've been, you know,
tough. Sit that one out.
Tough. Let someone else carry that torch.
Legit, it's like just a little bit of
DTR. Where you at?
Awareness.
Just a little bit of acknowledgement too of the awareness of the situation. But you know, hey, James is now the leader of the Cleveland Browns.
That's right.
Speeches are going to be great. Football's going to be electrifying, and people like The Miz are saying nothing's better. This is a text I got from The Miz. Okay, and I forgot to read it yesterday whenever he sent it. I got this at 2:23 a.m. yesterday. Okay, so this comes after Adam Schefter says, it's pretty depressing being a Browns fan. And then we go on a full run. 2:23 a.m. Eastern, I get this text message from The Miz. It does not suck to be a Browns fan. Nick Chubb is back, 2-time coach of the year, still our coach, and it's early in the season, so you can kiss my ass. Sleep tight while I'm still working, is what he said. That's what The Miz said.
It's awesome.
Is that how Browns fans feel, AJ?
Not the ones I'm around, I would say. Not the ones I run into. But I love The Miz's positivity.
Yeah, none of them are like The Miz, so we can't really compare.
Nobody's
You're right.
like The Miz.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's a showman like that guy.
All the time.
They need him in the stadium on Sunday.
Miz needs to play.
He should. Middle linebacker.
Anything.
Quarterback.
Fullback?
Any
tackle?
Yeah. Maybe put him at left tackle.
Yeah,
I like that.
Just see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
We need the Miz out there. They need the Miz out there.
Bad.
And we need second talking point coming out of week 7 from AQ Shipley.
Let's go with Ben Johnson. I said he's elite. Here's the deal. He's the best offensive coordinator in football. What he's able to do with Jared Goff and dialing up things from week to week. This first play, what you're going to notice, this is that crazy 7-up look that you get with Flores anytime it's second or third and long, and you get 7 guys up, and they can bring whoever. But here's what you don't notice. Let's rewind that a little bit, Foxy. Guy coming across in motion. Tim Patrick. This is a wide receiver. And Montgomery all going right to block Van Ginkel, one of the best pass rushers in the league. You wall off the left. That's how you pick this up. Sewell's taking 2, putting someone on the ground. But you're blocking Van Ginkel with 2. This is the same thing early in the season Kubiak did to a Micah Parsons. Just throw a bunch of guys at him and have the line just wall off and make it easy to pick up everybody.
And 2 guys understanding that their entire role on this particular play is not to get out. You're never going to get the ball. You are locked on. They're not looking to leave at all.
No, not at all.
Double teaming, blocking.
This is a 2 or 3 man route, and we are handling the 7 guys up because they are not going to get to us at the quarterback position.
Because if Jared Goff has time, Jared Goff has dimes.
Yep. That's right.
The stats are absurd with him whenever he's thrown out of the pocket. What else has Ben Johnson
If a back was in the backfield in this protection, you would get the 7 up. Instead, you get 6 up because there's an empty protection, right? So you see the 6, right? 2 bigs on the left, 2 bigs on the right with 2 linebackers in the middle. Ben is talking to Jared Goff this entire time, leading up to the snap. There is nothing coverage-wise that says that they're only going to bring 4 in this protection. They can easily bring 6. And if they bring those 2 linebackers, the defensive end over Sewell hits Jared Goff in the head within a second and a half. And they run all deep routes and hit Laporta with a big play before the half and obviously go up 21-10.
You're saying Ben Johnson's predicting what the defense is going to be doing.
I think he's doing the same thing that McVay was. He's in his ear. They're getting to the line of scrimmage. He's talking. He's telling them, hey, listen, there's a tell. There's 6 up, but hey, coverage-wise, they have to drop these guys, right? Like, you can stay with the route. You see Goff go like this, right? He's alerting to something. There's nothing pre-snap when you look at that coverage that says that they're dropping those guys out. They can definitely bring those guys.
Big brains up there in Detroit, Foxy.
Yeah, I love it. And the O-line gets so much credit for the run game, so I love that AQ picks some pass plays to show what happens when Jared Goff has some time. It's perfect.
Yeah, Foxy, I'm thankful, too, that he did that.
Yep. Good job, AQ.
Yeah, good job,
Thanks,
AQ.
man.
Good job, AQ.
Good job.
The crazy thing,
Great
and
job.
I know I mentioned it was Sewell taking 2. Most people think, like, your average fan watches this and they see Taylor Decker blocking nobody. That's the protection. He's blocking out there, and you got Glasgow sitting there, and they're kind of 2-on-1, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's like, oh, just block it back. That's not the way this shit works, right? Like, you're going to have a free hitter if they bring those linebackers, and then this defensive end coming off the right.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to figure it out. Florida's
gotta figure it
defense
out.
has been a problem for a lot of people.
But every time they see somebody drop that you're sliding to, it's like, oh, just bump it back. You understand how hard that is in real time when things are flying.
They don't. People do not.
They don't
People do
understand. They don't understand.
Well, also, I don't think people understand how hard it is to block somebody.
not. How fast that happens too. Like, how? What do you mean? Just turn back to the left and go. What are you doing? Like, yeah.
Come on.
It's hard. It's hard enough when you got Vita Vea to block 1-on-1 to block them.
Well, and also the play clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as that last play starts, the next play already rolled like 40. So whatever happens blocking, very physical. Could be exhausting. Could just got cooked. You're up against it. You got to answer the bell here. The bell's in 22 seconds. You got to
3rd and 17.
And you got
empty protection.
You got to figure it out right now. It's like there's a lot into that.
Yeah.
I am happy we're highlighting that, Evan.
Yeah, thank you, AQ.
Yeah, thank you, AQ.
Also, Tim Patrick was the perfect signing for the Detroit Lions. He blocks, he catches big passes on 3rd down. He has been so good for the Lions.
What's the big talking point coming out of Week 7 for AQ Shipley?
Lamar Jackson is unquestionably the MVP of the league right now. It is unbelievable what he's been able to do, and you're going to see 3 plays from him in this series right here. So whenever you see this right here, you got a free hitter off the right side. As we're looking at it, it's our left, right? You saw the free hitter coming from, as we're looking at it, the left to Lamar's right. He's going to literally just take 1 step back and go around him. Like, this is unbelievable. That's a sack.
Athlete.
That's a sack for 28 quarterbacks in the league. And now we're going to throw back across the field, which is a no-no, to Bateman, who had his coming out party and obviously has a monster game. Lamar makes that whole thing happen. That's a sack every other time against 90% of the league.
And then crossbody, 45-year-old.
AQ.
Yeah.
AQ. Let's say so. There's a free runner coming like in his face. Is that protection designed that if a free runner, we want this guy in his face being the free runner, not the guy on his backside?
That's correct. You always want the widest to his eyes as the free rusher, right? So they're always going to sift from the right side usually, and then get everybody there so he sees the free rusher in his face. Period. And then he can make the move and do whatever he wants from there. That's how that is directing traffic.
Look at Justice Hill, too.
Sprint.
Sprint. When he caught it, he was on.
Look at Mark Andrews. The buy-in by everybody on this team, and you're going to see
Lamar.
Yeah.
Yo, Lamar's down there.
Yeah. And you're going to see a little bit more of that later. Check this one out. We got another one. Let's watch him just sit in the pocket. Okay, cool. That's great pickup up front by the boys up front. And then we're just going to throw this thing 70 yards in stride. I mean, what he's been able to do throwing the ball, that was the big question mark with him early. What he's doing throwing the ball is obviously exceeded everybody's expectations, and now you put that with what he's able to do running the football as well.
57-yard bucket there for Lamar Jackson. Sit in the pocket, didn't look to run, which I assume he could have. That's what everybody has chatted about this entire time.
That's
right.
right.
Entire time. Does a bucket there. Buy-in by the Ravens at a very, very high. Grill on Lamar right now, very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean grill right now.
shimmering.
Yeah, it was. It was lighting up underneath that.
Yeah.
Sky. With the way the lights
Whole
were.
entire night.
Yeah, it was. I like seeing Lamar happy.
Yeah, I want a grill now.
Broward County legend.
No doubt. You want to talk about buy-in?
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Is he going to be in the Hall of Fame?
He should be.
He will be. He's you got to be retired.
Do you vote on that? Are you part of the voting committee?
That's a good question.
Like, you know, he's
I congratulated the hell out of him last week. Yeah, congrats.
That's a big deal.
Congratulated the hell out of
That's a big deal.
Wow.
Twice here in studio and on his Instagram. It was a big deal.
yeah.
It was a big deal for D.
Not on X.
Appreciate you.
Interesting.
No text.
Maybe on X too. I don't know.
Yeah, Lamar's unbelievable. He's definitely taking that step. Like if people are still talking about, oh, make him beat you from the pocket, like I said, lazy.
He can.
Very lazy at this point. Yeah,
he can. And has been.
Yep.
You talked about buy-in?
Yep.
Let's talk about buy-in from the quarterback himself. You can have buy-in everywhere else. Quarterbacks usually get the hell out of the way whenever it comes to the run game. Check this out. We get the cutback. No, let's get him. Let's get up on Antoine Winfield, one of the best safeties in football, and lead block down the sideline for Derrick Henry. He stepped out of bounds. We get it, but that was a touchdown block by Lamar Jackson, the quarterback who's making $50 million a year.
And he's also lighter than he's ever been, right? Didn't he lose weight?
Yeah.
So he's lighter than he's ever been. Still getting in there. Could have got run up on, rolled up on.
Yeah. Yep.
He knows that as he's choosing to make decision. Who cares? Everybody in Baltimore is bought in right now.
I love how he passed the first guy too.
That was great.
He's not gonna catch him.
Yep. I'm just going to arc around him. Now, Levante David does get him. Now, this could have been catastrophic.
Yeah, it would have been bad. Would have been bad, but we like to buy in. And in the backfield there, they
100%.
got 510 pounds, 530 pounds worth of human in Ricard and Derrick Henry.
Yep.
And then Lamar Jackson out there. I mean, Ravens are fun to watch, man.
They are.
Ravens are fun to watch.
Probably going to see them in a little bit as well.
Oh, yeah?
Whoa.
Well, let's go there. Let's go in the trenches, shall we, for the top-performing offensive lines from Week 7 by AQ Shipley.
Here we go.
Okay, AQ, let's start with the number 5 performing offensive line out of Week 7.
Number 5 team is the Washington Commanders.
Oh.
Nobody's talking about their offensive line. They have been phenomenal. Tyler Biadasz, am I saying that
Nailed
right?
it. Yep.
Phenomenal. He has been unbelievable. He's been unbelievable in pass protection. But check this out in the running game. What Cliff's able to dial up. We get eye candy going in the backfield. We get eye candy with right guard, right tackle, pulling across. Look what it does to 25 and 56. 25 and 56 think this ball is getting handed off to, as we're looking at it, the right, their left. And then we get Eckler coming back, arcing on number 45, lead block, and you get Daniels on the QB counter going the other way. The eye candy gets nobody knows where the fuck the ball's going.
Yeah.
Nobody on defense.
Tough.
Where do I go? Defensive ends down the line. This guy's here. Everybody's lost. I mean, puts them in a complete blender.
Look at 45 here.
Watch him. He goes down. Still after.
Yeah, the ball's right here, by the way.
Whoops.
I think he's got the edge.
Yep. See you later. And we're off. 50 yards and some bruised ribs.
Bang.
It's bad feeling.
He said he wanted to relegate Carolina Panthers. That's what he's saying.
Wow.
ACC. Got to work the portal.
What we have seen, though, I mean, we're 7 weeks into the season. I'm pretty sure the Carolina defense has been on this, I think, 5 times.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're actually a top performing offensive line maker.
Okay.
That's it.
Carolina Panthers
That's it.
defense.
Good
We
to know.
appreciate that.
That's it.
That's good, Carolina Panthers fans. You got a title.
Yeah.
You got a
That's
title.
it.
Highlight maker.
You're making it every week, just on the wrong side.
Contract creator.
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers defense are doing. Okay, let's go to the number 4 offensive line. Wow, this is going to surprise a lot of people.
This is, and not a lot of people are talking about it. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
fucking do it.
Yep.
Fuck. Wow.
Jacksonville Jaguars are playing some good football. There's one guy.
Well,
There's
No,
one
they're
guy.
not. It's 2 teams.
There's one guy that's not, but the rest of the group. No, listen, I love this play. They ran the shit out of the ball. I think Con Man might have said it earlier. What, 18 runs or something in a row? Something crazy. But look, here, let's stop it right there. So Mitch Morse, who came down from Buffalo, right? He's got a A-gap defender to his left. The nose guard is going to loop across his face. A lot of centers fall down because they're selling out because they got to reach this guy. Watch the patience. He slows it down. Let Scherf come over. Now we get the scoop. This turns into a transition double team on the right. Now watch what Mitch Morse, the center, does on this linebacker. It's subtle. You got to watch him swipe his hands down. You see that?
Yep.
And now it falls on the ground, and then we get a nice little hole up to the second level. It's awesome stuff.
Hey, that's
Subtle.
a veteran move, right? That's a veteran move.
I mean, he's unbelievable. And probably in this game, 7 or 8 different little chop downs. Defensive linemen, linebackers, he was doing it. These are vet moves. You see them from veteran players, but it's work smarter, not harder.
AJ, you got to have the balance, bub.
Man, no, good luck. You're trying to head and hands this dude, and he does that. Man, that's exactly what happens. Sometimes you'll fall flat on your face, and your arms won't even hit first. Like your face goes in the ground first.
That's right.
Patriots fans don't love being on the receiving end, but if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, congrats, huh? It's a big deal.
Yeah.
They look good. They've been good.
They've been playing good.
Their offensive line's been really good. I mean, Ezra Cleveland's been great at left guard. Scherf's obviously a Kirk's dog. That's right. Like he's been great forever. They had Walker Little filling in a little bit this week. They got guys everywhere. I mean, they are doing a phenomenal job up front.
All right, number 3 performing offensive line coming out of week 7.
Here we are. We got the Baltimore Ravens.
No.
Oh.
No, you have the Lions.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Did you know this?
I thought I had the Ravens.
Oh, no. You and Brucey boy on 2 different pages.
All right, we're gonna go Detroit Lions.
Whoa, I feel like we're getting
screwed. We can interchange these.
No, you can't.
It should have been 2-1.
What are you doing? These fucking rankings don't mean nothing. What do these rankings mean?
Let's go to the Ravens.
Interchangeable.
Let's go to the Ravens.
I can't be a part of this.
No, let's go to the Ravens.
Thank you, man. This guy sucks. This is spooky. This is spooky.
Fix that mic.
There's no integrity.
I can't be a part of this.
I mean, I got the Ravens. I wrote it down.
The
I wrote it
integrity
down.
of the game is being questioned.
I got the
what
graphic
happened?
and thought that I had it written down wrong, but I guess I had it right all
So this is a bone issue.
Oh, finger pointing down the line.
I don't know. I mean, I got the text message. I'm looking at it.
Oh, no.
Pull it out.
Let's see.
Yeah, apparently.
D-Bone's pointing at his phone
Apparently,
out there.
Bone has the text as well.
Yeah, I see the text.
Oh, no.
Oh,
33
no,
partners.
brother.
Oh, no.
Eagles.
Oh, no.
Hey, Q.
These rankings mean something to me.
Hey, you want to know what?
What?
You want to know what the bad news is?
You're wrong.
I didn't have my readers on. I wrote it down wrong. But the text message.
We see it.
Yeah, the text message. The boys are right. The boys are right.
Yeah,
I wrote it down
put
wrong
your
on my
readers on.
thing.
It's right there.
Yep.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
But the bad news is I read it wrong.
Yeah.
I read it wrong. This is my fault. I screwed up.
Oh, no. All right, that's it. Let's go to the...
You know what the good news is?
Here's the...
The Detroit Lions are the number 3 team this
Top 3 is done.
Top 3 is good.
What's done is done.
All right, congrats to the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions.
Number 3, number 2.
Being right in there.
I don't want a bronze medal. Okay, I want silver or gold like we deserve.
They're the bronze. They are the bronze this week. I
Let's
screwed
go-
that up
you
because
know,
I wrote it down wrong.
Forget 2nd and 3rd anyways.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
It's all about one offensive line.
Yeah.
There can only be one at the top of the mountain. And this week...
The Philadelphia Eagles. I wrote this one down right. I screwed that up.
Yeah, no worries. 2nd and 3rd, who cares?
That's right. Well, Baltimore was 2, Detroit 3. We got the Philadelphia Eagles number 1, and this group was awesome this week. I'm telling you, Cam Jurgens. I know we've been talking about Cam Jurgens a lot, replacing Kelsey. Everything was questioned when he got the starting job. Let's watch. This looks like Kelsey. Let's pull him around. Let's get the backside guard through on number 41, who, by the way, Bruce, number 41, I don't know who he is, but boy, was he struggling in this game.
Oh, no.
Oh, you said we watched a little film, 41, not great.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
Fred
bad
Johnson.
games.
Fred Johnson threw him out of the club, 3rd play of the game. I mean,
Oh, boy.
Yeah, 41. Tough day. We get the backside guard up on 41. We get Cam Jurgens around. Now, look, I think D-Butt talked about this yesterday. The receiver cracks, right? When you get the crack on 31, look what it does to the corner. Brings him in to give the angle on Cam Jurgens as he comes around. And guess what happens? Boom, boom. Great little hit out in space. Saquon down the line.
Still running.
Saquon could have had 400 yards rushing this week. But he said, let the other guys eat a little bit.
Bingo, that's exactly what happened. Saquon was approached by Coach Sirianni late in this dominating performance against the Giants, a team that said, yeah, we don't want to pay him.
No thanks.
Even though the owner said, are we sure we don't want to pay him? GM said, we don't want to pay him.
No, Philadelphia's out.
Yeah, Chicago's running our price up, so it's not our fucking game. What do you want to do? How much money you want to spend? Got quarterback $40 million. What do you want to do, run back? Philadelphia Eagles are like $40 million. We got $50 million. We can pay whatever the fuck he's asking for. This guy's unbelievable. So unbelievable that Coach Sirianni approached him on a sideline at the end of that game and asked him this.
You're 13 yards away from your career high. I would love for you to get that, but that's up to you. I just don't want. I'm going to take out all the starters if they don't score.
You good? Let them eat.
You sure?
Yeah, good.
You sure?
I promise.
Now listen to me. I want you to do it if you want to do it.
So I'd rather see the young boys eat.
Okay. Hey.
What a team, man.
A lot of people saying a lot of things about Coach Sirianni. Sirianni looking out for his team, looking out for his player. And then at the end there, he said, hey, look at me. I want you to do it if you want to do it. Like, that was Sirianni, I think, giving him one last, like, hey, do not feel, this is a big fucking deal. Obviously, you're playing against the Giants. And for Saquon to react that way, what a moment over there on the sideline. I'm happy they captured it. I'm happy we got to see that. And I hope the Philadelphia Eagles fans were like, maybe Coach Sirianni isn't just some big dumb dipshit.
Yeah.
I think that was a great clip right there for all parties.
Great little behind the scenes. Obviously, a lot of those conversations happen on sidelines, and teams are, somebody come and getting the head coaches or the offensive coordinator, hey, this guy's 1 catch away, 1 yard away, 1 touchdown away, whatever it is. So for him to be like, hey, I'd rather let the young guys eat. Great to see. I think I saw Barry Sanders comment on it as well, talking about how, records really mean more when it's in the flow of the game, team accomplishments. We saw one basketball team last night throwing up bricks for 3 minutes and some Mickey Mouse shit trying to break a record. So love to see this from Saquon.
What you're referring to is the Boston Celtics trying to break the 3-point record in a game.
Yeah.
They missed 9 straight at the end. They missed 9 straight threes to not break the record, which is, I think the universe kind of chit-chatting about it. But if you get it in a game, I think you feel better about it.
Yeah, Butch is just sounding like a kind of whiny little
Still trying to
bitch,
recover from
be
saying the
honest with
Mavs
you.
were going to win the NBA title.
This guy, after every single series,
We got the tweet, brother. Don't make me pull it up. Don't make me pull it up,
Is that what
brother.
we're doing now?
Oh, yeah.
You were close. You got to go. He does sound like that, doesn't he?
Just a whiny little bitch, but that's fine. That's just a Heat fan for you.
Yep.
Fair weather as they come.
Anyways, congrats to Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, one little shout out. Jeff Stoutland, who's been the O-line coach there through probably 4 different head coaches. He's the best O-line coach in football right now.
The best?
The best.
Stoutland University?
Really? Jeff Stoutland. Whoever he gets, he makes him a star.
Congrats, Coach. Number 1 offensive line in the NFL this week. Top five is, I don't know if I have the top 5 card. Do you have the, boom, there it is.
There it is.
So we went with Ravens 2.
The interchangeables made it back again this week.
Well,
okay. They've both been on before, so I guess it's not that big of a deal where
That's
they're
right.
at. And
Feels like none of it really matters at this point.
Exactly.
Jeez.
That's the question.
Jeez, I misread something, and all of a sudden it's...
Well, I know number 1 matters. Philadelphia Eagles up there. That's good news.
That's right.
Enjoy
Top 5
it,
matters.
Jacksonville.
Top 5 matters.
Jacksonville being in there is a big deal.
It's a victory for you.
Hey, there's only about 5 offensive lines that play well a week. Let's be very clear when we say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do guys have bad games? What happens?
Matchups. It could be anything. It could be the guy they're going against is Dexter Lawrence, who has 9 sacks, leading the league as a nose guard. Could be that guy, right? Like, it could be Vita Vea. Like, it could be the defensive scheme you're going against. I also think offensive line play is down a little bit right now.
What?
A lot of injuries. The Saints got a ton of the guys that I liked in the beginning of the season. You're starting to see a bunch of injuries. It's piling up on every team, and now you start to see. We always talk about next man up. Next man up's a little different when there's a $20 million drop off.
Yeah, especially at offensive line.
Yeah,
They don't make them as much as they used to, allegedly.
that's right.
Could all the old school offensive linemen play in the modern NFL or no?
Yeah, I think so.
So it is just like the younger generation.
Like I had a mindset like towards the end of my career. Obviously, the neck thing kind of ended it, but it was like I can steal years because guys are coming in not ready to go. Right? Like I can steal 3 years on the back end. I think a lot of veteran guys can sit here and they might have been 12-year players. They can turn into 15 years if they just.
Because of the state of offensive line in this younger generation.
Yeah, it's like you're
7-on-7
It's
is
a
obviously
college
very
game.
popular.
Yeah, we talk about the college game, right? The college game is completely different. So some of these guys are never in 3-point stances. Some of these centers have never snapped a ball under center. Some of these tackles are just told, hey, like we're going to run play action. You're just going to go this way. We're going to run an RPO. Well, now you get in the league and you got to block Max Crosby. It's a big deal.
Well, hey, we need to keep spotlighting it. We need to keep coaching it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's why we go in the trenches.
Hell yeah.
With AQ Shipley every single week. Great work there, AQ.
Maybe AQ.
Hey, you want to make this day a little bit better for somebody today?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. What do we think?
Drain it.
You tell me, bub. I don't like how many footballs are up here. That's going to change. This is potentially the last day with the amount of footballs that are up here.
Sure.
So
I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it's looking at me.
Yep.
I don't like the way it looks.
Okay.
I also don't like whenever we're 8 deep still acting like it's impressive.
Yeah.
So, that is the whole. I'm about done with it.
I mean, some spooky putts would be cool.
Spooky putts would be cool. In the graveyard.
That
Oh. Is that what you want to do?
Okay. Never mind. Just kidding.
No, yeah, next week. It'll be there next week. It'll be there next week.
Oh.
It'll be closer to Halloween next week, too.
Throw the ball.
All right, so you're throwing a football?
Sure.
Into that hoop right over there?
Over top of the skeleton.
Wemby Senior. If you put it in that hoop right over there, which we think is going to be tough.
Yeah. With Wemby Senior?
Wemby Senior now with the head lighting up there.
Come on.
You got a headless horseman here. You got a guardian cap wearer. A little too late, it seems like, on that particular head.
Yeah, it does.
Dead.
Idiot.
Hey, Q, if you make that football in that hoop right over there, 25 people will win $500 about a week out from Halloween. You know what Halloween kicks off?
What's that?
The entire holiday season. $500 going into the holiday season?
Yeah.
From your friend at AQ Shipley, if he puts that football into that hoop right over there, why not AQ for the people?
Oh,
my God.
That's a good throw.
I thought that was it.
I like
Good
that.
aggressive line.
Here we go.
Look great.
That was really good.
Thought that was in.
AJ.
Went for the far corner to come back.
AQ, I don't know if you know this. You were certainly better against Wisconsin than JJ could have ever expected.
He didn't know.
He had no idea.
Numbers are right there.
You actually looked him up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had to look him up.
Let's make sure he knows them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great.
Right at the camera.
In 2005, you see, when AQ was just a little defensive lineman, I think.
I played in that game on defense.
Played in the game.
Playing that game on defense.
Yeah.
They won 35-14 over Wisconsin.
No big deal.
right.
2006,
Had a sack in that game.
13-3 loss.
What?
You guys lost to Wisconsin?
Yeah, that was the game Paterno broke his leg on the sideline.
Okay. That doesn't count.
Not going to be able to win.
Yeah.
Did he poop that game too or no? Just
Yeah, I
as
think that was that day.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That was a tough day.
Dump games don't count.
Tough day.
Yeah, Dumpkin Spice. Can't have that.
No.
2007, 38-7 win.
Jeez.
That's a big win.
Yikes.
Domination.
And then 2008,
At Wisconsin.
in Camp Randall, 48-7. Jump around. Jump around.
Jump up, get down.
Get the fuck out.
Jump. And you were jumping over there, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You were jumping.
All in.
I assume you were a baby whale in that thing. Maybe a little otter, seal. Doing that whole thing. Good for you. That sounds like a fun time. Will James Franklin be able to lead the boys into Camp Randall and do the same thing that AQ Shipley did?
I think so.
We'll find out.
He thinks so.
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're going to make this shot. AJ, do you have anything to say to AQ Shipley, a man who was incredibly successful against Wisconsin during his college tenure?
Well, congrats on how successful you were, AQ. Obviously, Jage realized real quick that was the wrong question, but also why you've started missing all your shots since you put the Crocs away.
They're canes.
I made one last week.
Whatever they were, the rubber shoes.
You know, the canes are actually.
Yeah. They bring the boom.
That's what he wears?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, Big Costco does.
Yeah.
Big Costco brings the boom in the cane shoes. He brings the boom. That's what he.
do.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. People are saying that's why you stopped wearing them.
He's got a couple different ones now,
Because
too.
Big Costco.
No, this one's going in.
Yeah, they got this one too. They're doing this one.
Nice.
This one's
This
going
one
in.
here. And I think they're doing like little fucking uppercuts.
They do this one.
Yep.
And I think even yeah, I think there is even.
Yeah.
They're waiting to bring the holster in.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right, Akush.
Here we go.
Good Morning Football was talking about that earlier today too. We should
They were.
we should have got that.
Strakes was bringing the boom on the stage.
He was.
Oh, sweet.
That's what we do. We had an NFL Network clip on today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Straight look good.
What's that, AJ?
Schrag sounded great.
Look at too. He had a good shirt on.
He
Remember
did.
that? He had that. He had that great shirt.
Yeah, he's
That very
tan.
nice shirt. Very nice shirt.
His hair looked good.
Yep.
Always does.
I don't remember.
It looked good.
Someone will screen grab it.
All right, Age. Anything other than saying you suck since you lose the shoes that Big Costco wears during the
No,
boom
I'm trying to
days?
pump him up. AQ, I mean, maybe someone should snap the ball to him. Let him take a little 3-step drop.
Maybe you
AQ's
should
an
snap it
athlete.
to yourself. You're a
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a center.
You could do that.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, do that, I think. We need cadence, though, don't we? Need good cadence?
Yep.
25 people, $500. If AQ's
Aren't you the quarterback?
able to put that football into that hoop right over there.
The quarterback.
No, you are center
and the quarterback.
And center.
You are. Oh, that's a good one. Whoa,
You gotta snap the ball. You gotta snap. You didn't snap
The
it.
guard didn't know the cadence. Guard jumped off sides. You got to make sure
You
everybody's on the
didn't,
same
you
page.
didn't snap the ball.
I did. It was right here.
Yeah, but it didn't get
No,
an
that's the
airtime
quarterback.
shotgun. It's the shotgun.
That's the quarterback getting the snap.
Oh, we're doing a shotgun catch?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can flop it up
was just
high enough and you can
offside.
turn around and catch.
It was offsides.
Man, I'm going to look like a real dipshit right now.
No, you're an athlete. Remember, you trained with the Army Rangers.
Point's supposed to be up.
Well, there's no cadence. Sack just happened.
Yeah.
It was on the quick.
Tackle didn't.
You're on first sound.
You're
Go
supposed to grab
first
it with
sound.
the point, too.
Yeah, exactly. We need a little bit different, a little sauce on this thing. What's it on?
There it is. Look at that. Look how flexible he is.
What's it on?
Isn't this what we do?
Yeah, that's super athletic. Holy shit, in those pants?
Mike's 52.
What skates? What are we on?
On one.
Ray Lewis out
Okay.
That
Why the 25 people? $500. Yep.
Oh,
Under center. That was pretty good. That was on one. That would have been a good one to make.
Oh,
Nobody will ever see that again.
that's a tough throw. It really is.
It is difficult from stage. I like that we're making excuses.
Tougher snap.
Should have done spooky putts.
Next week, there's a chance he gets spooked out on the green a little bit.
He's making this one. This one's going in.
D-Butch, anything to say to AQ Shipley? You're a Hall of Famer now.
Just keep that from one Hall of Famer to another. Keep that left elbow tucked.
Oh, yeah.
Let it rip.
25 people, $500 if Whippeal basketball legend AQ Shipley can put that football into that hoop right over there. Going into the holiday season, elbow tucked, Coach D-Butt and Kevin O'Connell. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Man, it feels like the universe is working against you right now.
All over.
The Toxic Table actually has a nice message that they put together to tell you so that you can really find the inspiration to put that football into that hoop right over there so 25 people can win $500. Toxic Table, take it away, boys.
Bring the boom, AQ. It's what you do.
Bring the boom, AQ. Bring the boom to you.
Thank you, Toxic Table.
Well said.
25 people, $500. I don't know how you miss after that. This guy can't bring the fucking boom. Too boomy.
What's he?
Too boomy.
What's he doing? Here we go.
Crow hops into it.
Trying to guide it a little
His
bit.
timing, too. It's like 2.5 seconds after
Here
you
we
stop.
go.
You know, it's...
He needs to go. He needs to, like, remember when he turned around and he made that jumper from the stage? He just got to
Less,
go.
less thinky, more AQ should take over.
Yeah.
25 people, $500. Oh, that would have been so cool.
Look good, though.
Feet
Look good.
set, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't amateur hour.
Gunslinging it like Jordan Love.
There you go.
Okay, that's what we needed. 25 people, $500.
You look more like Anthony Richardson.
Incredibly athletic, a little thicker.
He's jacked.
A little thicker.
Super jacked.
A little thicker.
Bang.
25 people, $500. All you got to do is
So
put that ball in
nonchalant.
that hoop right over there.
Oh,
See?
you got
the more
robbed.
casual, the higher chance.
They're all
Yeah.
over it, AQ.
Casual. He's
The
he's
more,
there.
here we go.
Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. Tone Diggs, anything to say to the man that you drive into work every single Wednesday?
Yeah, Cuse, you're normally a scumbag, you know? Maybe once in a while, don't be a scumbag and win the people some money.
That's good. That's a good message from Hammer.
Okay.
Dahn. 25 people, $500 if you're not a scumbag one time. Tone did it. Well, now we're in a situation.
Go tip it in.
Someone's got to tip it
If you
in.
can get that in.
Climb
Tip
the
it in.
ladder.
If you can get that in.
Oh.
Okay.
He definitely can.
Definitely.
He's going to take another football. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking.
That's not going to work from here.
We're talking 50 people, $500. If AQ Shipley is able to get that football into that hoop that is currently
I got to hit the
wedged.
ball in, right?
Yep.
Like,
That's tough.
like cornhole. Take your buddy.
Physics.
Oh, my.
I like that. I like that.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good throw.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, you're taking things, you're sniping things in the background for sure. But, I mean, if we hit it in, that'd be a good play. If you could jump up there.
I thought he was going
You
to
can
jump up there.
Yeah,
He
I was gonna
definitely
say,
can.
Just go tip it in.
Dunk it.
You're Hall of Fame basketball
There's a
player.
video of me 3 weeks ago barely touching the net.
Yeah, but you were jacked.
Bring the chair and just stand on the chair and dunk it in.
Jump off of Mitt's back.
All right, you can. I don't know if Mitt's going to do the Hardy Boys the base so you can run off it. If you would like to throw at the other hoop, since that ball is wedged, there's a name for that when a basketball gets stuck like that. What is the name of it?
Oh, God.
I think it is just a wedgie.
Wait, maybe it is wedgie. I thought there was another name for
Bad at basketball.
We're in the area, bro. That's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen. Hey, Cush.
Here we go.
If you're able to put a ball into a hoop on this side, not wedge it in the rim, we'll give, with the Duke, 30 people $500. Now, the numbers have gone up. Seemingly, you're loose. You're warm. The chances of it going in should be very high.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be, Ty?
Oh, yeah. Should be sky high. 95+%, I'd say.
We're no mathematists, okay? That is not what we claim to be around here. But every number I'm looking at and thinking about is saying that ball is going into that hoop over there. And when it does, 30 people will win $500. All you have to do is repost this post, say something nice to somebody, and put the easiest way to get paid digitally. That's what your friend in the trenches host, AQ Shipley, is doing for you right here, right now, live from the Thunderdome. All right, sit down. We're not doing it anymore. That would have been it. That was a good lead up.
Yeah.
That was the entirety.
Good energy. Good energy.
That was it.
It's all right. Well, you should put your readers on.
It's every other year. It's every other year.
Yeah,
Week to week.
next year.
No,
Next
last year was a good year for me. This year it's been a rough stretch. And then I think last year in December I started to get hot.
Okay, you're fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
Most important time when your football needs to be the best.
Put your fours up. That's what
right.
you're saying?
That's right.
That's what matters, yeah.
Put your fours up. I don't know if everybody in back has their fours up, and that's part of the problem with the culture.
Last year I was hot. I was hot on it.
You're hot today, too. Look at this pitch thing. That's what everybody said.
I'm hot always, dude.
That's what everybody said. I'm always hot, too, bud.
Put your fours down, brother.
Put your pits away.
Nah, dude.
It's third quarter.
People
brother.
need to know. It's okay to sweat.
It is okay.
Yeah,
You're allowed to
it
sweat.
is.
Okay.
You're right.
It's healthy.
I agree.
You're right.
I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
I was
You're
actually
efficient.
I was actually pretty worried whenever I was caught with the non-slide chaps,
Yeah.
and I was in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that there wasn't an immense amount of ass sweat.
Sure.
Yeah, you're good.
Immense amount.
It's efficiency.
I am a full sweater, and those
Me
are just
too.
those are just blue jeans.
Yeah.
So that could have been a much worse photo. A little later in show, I think we have we're doing
problem.
real disgusting shit out
Yeah.
there. So happy it was a little bit of a dry taint there whenever I get it down.
Look good.
Because later it was not, and boy, it started rubbing.
Mm-hmm.
It started rubbing.
When it rubs.
Sweaty jeans
No
are a problem.
good. Oh,
Sweaty
yeah.
jeans are an issue. I run hot. You run hot as well.
Chafing all the time.
Everybody in here is all cold all the time. Everybody in here is all cold.
It is. You do keep it nice and cool in here, though. It's nice.
I do try to. Well, I'd say the air conditioner works pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chuck Pagano. I survived leukemia. I survived a broken back. I survived this. You know what killed me? What? Fucking pneumonia from the Thunderdome. Because you like it to be fucking Arctica. That was awesome. He's here tomorrow.
Yep.
How's Chuck going to be today?
Fantastic.
I'm excited.
All right, let's get out of here. Hey, Cuse, way to let everybody down there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
It's like a graveyard out there.
Yeah, well,
Literally.
See what I did there?
Funny enough.
Funny you say
See
it.
what I did there.
It's actually a headless horseman out here running. All right, let's enjoy the hell out of this. We're back tomorrow. Week 8 of the NFL season kicks off tomorrow when a big one happens on Amazon Prime.
Vikings Rams.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
That's a good game. A lot of rumors that were potentially circulating in the offseason have started recirculating through Jack Settleman is the name of the account. And I don't know, he's on Snapback Sports, and anything can be real on the internet.
That's right.
Okay? Anything can be real.
Bullshit.
Or complete bullshit. But there was some chatter, I think, about a Matthew Stafford potential trade from the Rams in the offseason. Now, I don't know how real it was, but there was. I remember a little bit of it happening. Now that Cooper Kupp's available, people are wondering what Stafford's story is going to be going forward. I think what we're going to see is two guys spin it on Thursday. I think we're in for a good one here, especially with all the chatter that is happening around the Rams right now. I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see what Flores does. I'm excited to see what KOC does. I'm excited to see Stafford, Kupp. Like I am, I'm pretty pumped for it all. Should be a great kickoff to Week 8 of a great NFL season. College ball is going to be awesome. Hey, Tone, why don't you come out of Hammer? Dahn. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Let's never forget it. Okay? Trade deadline day, November 5th. Let's never forget it.
That's right.
Yep.
Good swim.
There it is.
Put my right hand up. Tony, you got anything to say?
Believe.
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 Believe. Believe.
Believe.
Believe.
Believe.
Believe. Yup.
Believe.
Fuck yeah. People at home, go ahead and say it, please.
Believe.
Wow, I heard him.
Mm-hmm.
We've been having some technical stuff. Now people's voices at home are fucking getting through.
Very crazy.
What the fuck's going on around here? All right. Believe.
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 I believe.
I believe.
I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe that we.
I believe that we.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
We've already won, boys.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We have life. And we have each other. Let's never forget it. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye!